It's GraveyardDalsson, and how's it going, everybody?
Oh, that was how you were introing. I didn't realize you were going live, and that was the, I thought that was just a noise you were making.
I mean, it was just a noise I was making. I'm sorry, I've been live for like 20-something minutes here, but like,
Yeah.
I got Prime Nerd. Prime Nerd. Plush Prime Nerd? You shouldn't call yourself a nerd. No,
Like
that's
Prime
not true. Do
subs,
call yourself a
nerd.
nerd. Affectionate.
Yeah. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some fun Little League games for the kids. It's going to be great.
Right, exactly. So I will be the only player here. However, of course, League of Legends does need 9 other people in addition to yourself to play. So therefore, we're going to be matching ourselves with a bunch of pre-K through 6th grade about other characters, right? Other players, and we're going to be showing them the ropes on what to do. You know, obviously, we should probably just focus on like the moment-to-moment gameplay in my lane, because that's the only perspective we'll have here. And
I probably should. You're right.
you
Well, and
see,
needless to say, I'm not exactly going to be jumping
be
around. So
leading by example.
yeah.
That's the plan here. But really, I'm just playing ranked regular queues. It makes me much less angry to assume everybody that I'm playing with is below 12 years old.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get mad at Pokemon Unite.
Yeah.
Until somebody
Like
starts
this is incredibly funny because Dalsson usually plays casual games during the bullshit league and is now playing ranked games in this. This
Yeah,
is
I
a
do
fun
like
social yeah.
I do like normal queues. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to abuse Irelia today.
Oh, could I get a side screen? So
I
can see what's going
just put it up.
Oh shit, you did. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
okay.
I literally wasn't notified of that. Thank you, Discord. But yes, you did, and
Yeah,
there it
that's
is,
weird.
and there we go, and we are ready.
Okay, so
I am me, and you are he, and we are all together.
fun League of Legends games, pick one. Hey, look, sometimes I can be having fun, but it's usually when I play League of Legends, but I don't have to play League of Legends. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm winning, the times that I'm having fun, I'm winning so hard that League of Legends is not a game anymore. I'm just attack moving to the enemy tower. If they come to fuck with me, then I get to go, ha 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 ha, fuck you, and like spit on their fucking nice shoes that their parents bought them and rub their nose into the dirt.
And also, your funny boyfriend gets to show up and make a social experiment about the so-called validity of ranked games.
What? Oh, yeah.
Everything is fake.
Yeah.
Ranked games are a social construct. Down with the patriarchy.
Everything is a social construct. We live in a society.
That's right! That's right! We need to make good social constructs instead. Little League games are a good social construct, so long as the parents don't shit their fucking pants in the goddamn stands.
I've been watching a
And
lot
not
of...
too much.
I've also been watching a lot of Worlds, so, like, I know what the fuck is gonna go down, right? We're gonna have an Aatrox in the top lane every single game, right? Like, it's gonna be on either the enemy team or our team, but somebody's gonna pick Aatrox, whoever the top laner is. And then, in order to go against Aatrox, they're gonna pick, because this is what the pros have been doing every game. When they go against Aatrox, they pick either Kennen or Teemo or like a weird ranged attack top laner, because Aatrox is melee ranged. But the thing is, Aatrox is so fucking stupid that doesn't matter. And it's even demonstrated in the Worlds tournament, right? He's
either been banned or won every game.
He's either been banned or won. Like, even though they pick, like, a character that's supposed to be able to counter him by being ranged and, like, playing safely, it doesn't matter that they do that, because he wins anyway. And then people are still going to...
One thing I do want to point out, with this, all of this stuff that Dalsson is talking about, this is a little bit over the stuff that I'm going to be explaining.
I'm just ranting
I'm
about...
going to be explaining the basics of the game. I'm not even going to tell you what any of the heroes do.
That's a good point. I'm ranting about, like... Oh, wow, that's odd. I got...
Like straight high-level, high-tier League of Legends play and, like, what champions are OP. I'm just going to explain how the game is played. And also, by the way, we need to pick the teams. So, first random number being generated is 11. Team 11 going up to bat. Team 11 is the Dredge Dicksuckers versus the next team, which is Team 13. Team 13, the Astro Bastard Archers.
And now...
So, the Dredge Dicksuckers versus the Astro Bastard Archers, and we're going to flip it. It's going to be heads. You are playing as...
I'm playing
the
as...
Dredge Dicksuckers.
Oh, shit. The Dredge Dicksuckers. Well... better get my dick-sucking lips on. Hold on.
Alright, the Dredge Dicksuckers come from Earth Smash Preparatory School, and the Astro Bastards come from a community school run by Mrs. Kennan, who created this league as a fun thing for the kids to do. So that's very nice.
Mrs. Kennan?
Yeah, she's also an Astro Bastard. If you don't know about the Astro Bastards, so the flying fuckernauts traveled the galaxy having raunchy fucking sex with everything that they could, and then dashing on their children. The Astro Bastards are what came with that sex.
Both top laners banned Aatrox. It's because we're smart.
Are you wearing the cat ears?
Yeah, it's because I'm playing as the Dicksucker team.
Yeah, right. You're playing as the Dredge. They're the guys who exploded the fucking planet in Titan AE.
Yeah, sure. Well, they're the Dredge Dicksuckers. And in order for me to be a Dicksucker... Nope, these are the same cat ears. No, they're not. No.
So, what Dalsson is doing right now is you're picking your runes. These are a group of things that ultimately give your character more power in a specific area.
Yeah, there's the Janglies. Look, they're...
Yeah. Yeah, they got
I gotta, hang on, I gotta do my runes and masteries. You guys are distracting me with fucking cat ears. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is an important part of the video game.
Unfortunately, this is an important part of the video game, and it's things like this is why I don't play it.
They're actually like changing it next season to like so like what most people, hold on, let me think. Okay. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, okay. So they're actually changing it next season. They plan to make, like most people will go to, if they don't know what to take, they will go to an external website and look it up. They're changing that to basically be in client. So like that's what the majority of like Diamond Plus players take, it'll average that and put it in. It'll give you the choice of a couple of them, right? Like this is the most popular, second most popular, third most popular set. And then there's the custom book for it.
Yeah. That honestly.
They're also doing something that I fucking have been begging for literally since like these third-party websites came out. They are hiding your name in Champion Select. Your name will be anonymous.
Oh, fucking good.
Which means
this
you
is
can't...
a problem because other people would look up everyone else's elo and just be a piece of shit about it.
Not necessarily be a piece of shit, but there's no good scenario that comes from that. Yeah. They'll either be a piece of shit like, oh, you're fucking bad, you're like 30 elo points below me, or they'd be like, oh my god, my opponent's platinum, there's no way I can win, and just starting with that is fucking like dumb.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So here you see all of the human players starting up, and now they're going to go to their lanes.
Wait.
So Dalsson, are you going top lane? You're playing as a fucking top laner?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, actually, that's a good way to explain stuff. So top lane is a good place to sort of, like, point out all of the things that are going on. Here we're going to focus on the Dredge Dicksuckers top laner. So what you saw just happen there with that tower, this is a tower. What it does is it shoots a beam of attack that is really, really strong and can basically kill you really, really hard. So it's a good place to stay safe if someone is pushing up in their lane. And I'll explain more what that means as the minions come out, okay?
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, did I post the YouTube announcement? I haven't been doing YouTube announcements for these.
None can do what I do. So I will do it.
I'm being fucking,
Oh, I thought you said, so I won't do it. None can do what I do, so I won't do it.
No.
Okay, so one of the things you're noticing, you can see how the character becomes transparent. Inside of a bush, the character becomes invisible. You know, you can't see the character, the health bar if you're on the
you're on the enemy team, yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a pretty.
Unless you have one of these babies.
Yeah, you have. I am going to assume that you've played a video game before and you see a character turn transparent, and your thought is they are invisible. Oh, they're invisible. Now, so.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is like.
No. So, here we have the minions coming down the lane. Ultimately, these are the same minions that'll come down the lane no matter what. They go down the lane, and they go down the lane specifically to try and push towards the tower. Every lane will have its minions trying to push towards the enemy core. You destroy the core, you win the game. So you have to push your minions and the rest of your players to the core in the 3 different lanes. Dalsson is currently playing top lane. What top lane is it's a place where big, buff melee characters duke it out and waggle their dicks in front of each other. That's the best way I can describe it.
Or if you don't like that, you can be a little shitler and play something
yeah, you can be a little shitler, but that's not what's happening in this game. Ultimately, in the perfect game of League of Legends, it's 2 big, buff guys. There are a ranged dick-waggling competition, that's mid lane, and then there are the bottom and support. Bottom and support, there are 2 people in bottom lane. There is a person who tries to keep the other 2 people off of the person getting the minions, because if you kill a minion, you will notice, okay, so the reason you would want to kill minions, I should have explained this when I was talking about the minions, but the reason you want to kill minions, explicitly, is because the minions give you XP and money. XP is self-explanatory. It levels you up and lets you get your abilities. Money is what you use to buy items, to increase your ability, power, defense, etc., etc. They're items. It's basically like a tiny mini RPG where you're farming. And that's essentially what's going on. You see, like Dalsson is focusing on the minions rather than trying to attack him, because ultimately, both of these guys, both of these top laners, really just want to kill the minions for a little while. They're not super strong, they don't have their ults yet, and because ults are a thing that MOBAs sort of came up with and have become ubiquitous enough, I think I can say it and you'll know what I mean. But neither of them have their ults yet, they haven't leveled up enough, so they basically just want to farm the minions for money and experience. And yes, they would get a lot of experience from killing each other, and Dalsson is about to explain why. So, what's happening here is a
the fuck? Why did they stop? Why did he stop? He thought he wanted Nasus to have it. Okay.
So that was okay, so let's explain what that was.
Okay.
That was a gank. What that means is I've explained that
I stayed way too long. I was trying to pressure that guy for one.
Yeah, but that again, we're talking basics.
Sure. Okay.
That was a gank. So like what that essentially means is there is another character that isn't in a lane, but spends all of their time outside of the lane.
Lane characters can do this too. It's basically
lane characters
leave what you're doing to...
Yeah, but again, we're talking perfect game of League of Legends where everyone only does what they're doing and lanes haven't broke.
No, ganks are like part of a perfect game of League of Legends. Like that's like the mid lane.
I mean like perfectly structured, not like I mean like as though everyone.
I think what you really want to explain here is the jungle.
yeah, that's essentially it. But yeah, essentially there is a jungler who spends time outside of any of the lanes, which is called the jungle. And inside the jungle, there are several different camps of NPCs that the jungler can kill and get experience and money for those guys, instead of like killing the minions in a lane. You can't see any of them because, you know, Fog of War doesn't let you see things that none of your players can see. But, like, the junglers will run around... Yeah, like an RTS. The junglers will run around and get all of these camps and eventually go into a lane to help one of their teammates by just being another person and getting a kill on a guy, like what happened there. The jungler came in to help the enemy team kill Dalsson because, you know, the jungler was the jungler was there. They both wanted a little bit of experience, and this guy has like a lot of experience now because Dalsson has died once and he hasn't. So this guy is now up on experience over Dalsson. And also money. You get a lot of money for killing people too, so you get like both. So ultimately, jungle is a very, very difficult thing to do because a lot of your teammates are relying on you to come in and do a lot of help. But also, like the thing that Dalsson is doing right now is he is pushing up really, really, really hard, which ultimately you would think, okay, so Dalsson's just going to win this lane. Well, pushing up really hard leaves a lot of room for the jungler to just come in and get you because, well, the thing
I don't know where he is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know where he is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know where the jungler is, and because you don't know where he is, staying up that far is dangerous. Because the thing that would protect you from the jungler is the thing that this guy was standing under, the tower. The tower can kill the jungler and the other guy before it kills you most of the time. Though some people will, of course, tower dive because they really want to get that kill or think that they can. Yeah. Yeah. And that's ultimately right now we're looking at just a run down the middle sort of lane kind of game. This is how the beginning of the game goes. It's basically everyone, for the most part, will stay in their assigned lanes and fight over the minions until a certain point. And this certain point is sort of decided via vibes. Sometimes it's when a couple of towers have been destroyed, when a certain number of power has been accrued by other players, but eventually lanes will break, which means everyone is going into each other's lanes, or fighting over in the river, or in mid lane, or in bottom lane, and do other things, you know? Oh, and that was a kill in bottom lane.
Oh my god, I'm out of mana. That's how you don't play League of Legends there. Just to demonstrate for the children, that's what you don't do if you want to try and kill your lane opponent.
Yeah.
I know we're going basics here, so negative learning works out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
actually,
again,
that might actually be a good opportunity to explain mana.
Mana is, I feel, self-explanatory. If you've never played an MMO, you know what mana is. Mana is magical power you have to cast your spells, and you can run out of it. Now, the thing that Dalsson is doing right now is teleporting back to base. Now, base refuels your health and refuels your mana. It is also the only place that you can buy items. You can only buy items in base. You can, however, buy, you can, however, like, level up in the middle of the lane. You can get new abilities and, like, get your health recharged from leveling up. You can do that in lane, but you can only buy items in base. So every once in a while, you will need to back in the game unless you want to fall very, very far behind.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought, Nasus. Get out of here.
What happened on Dalsson there was a ping warning of danger. I don't know why Dalsson was pinged.
Me neither. Maybe he got nervous that the jungler was coming, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was trying to tell me how to play my lane, but I don't want to assume that unless he's already a bitch. And okay. He's telling me that the jungler is actually, now he's telling me in chat that the jungler is away, so I feel safe to be up this far.
Yeah. Well, the jungler was at that point killing Dragon.
Right.
Now, Dragon is ultimately a jungle creature.
I can explain Dragon better if you aren't.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, so Dragon, basically Dragon is a large monster in the jungle. It typically takes either a really strong character in the jungle or a... Hold on, I'm fighting. Go ahead and explain what you know, Thel.
So, ultimately, the Dragon is a very, very strong jungle character. It's one of 3 strong jungle characters. Dragon, Baron, and, it's not called actually Daddy Scuttlecrab, but I call it Daddy Scuttlecrab, so I'm going to refer to it as that. And the Daddy Scuttlecrab. Dragon essentially gives you, like, a percent bonus of, like, a specific stat. Oh, and this is just a weird team fight going on in the jungle, but it seems to be working out for them. Well, kind of. Oh, yeah, this guy's fucking dead.
Oh, yeah.
And are you guys gonna get the tower?
Yeah.
Alright. So now they're going to go and take the tower. Sorry. Dragon, it gives you a % bonus to
yeah, dragon gives you, there are 4 types of dragons. Here, I'll help. There are 4 types of dragon, or 5 types of dragons now. There's wind, water, earth, fire. And then there's like a special dragon, which is like Hex Tech Dragon, which is like League of Legends special technology magic shit. It's basically like thaumaturgy. And so the Wind Dragon, they each give different bonuses. Like the Wind Dragon gives a bonus to move speed, for example. And the more of them you take, the stronger that bonus is. Once you have taken the 4th, like after 2 dragons, the type of dragon is locked in. So the first dragon is one type, the second dragon is another type, and the third dragon is yet another type. And the third dragon determines what the rest of the dragons will be for the rest of the game, no matter which team takes them. And then on the last dragon that your team kills, you get a very powerful buff. That's something like you slow on auto attack. Your whole team slows on auto attack.
Sometimes they will just say a slur in chat.
What? Jesus.
Normally that's Legends. Yeah, that's my fucking god.
Hold on.
My fucking god.
Yeah,
You're gonna need to mute that motherfucker or report him or something. What the fuck?
No, I guarantee that 9 people will report him if we say that he said that. Or yeah, 9 people.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 people out of this. Yeah, my fucking god. Anyway,
look, League of Legends is one of the most streamed games on Twitch. I'm sure that Twitch understands when that happens sometimes, but yeah, I can't.
Yeah, we promised this that
like
man
I can't stop. Yeah, I can't stop it, and
yeah, that it does suck though, to be clear.
Yeah. Like you see, he even like that like he'll have it like
he had to space that shit out.
He'll have his account permanently banned, like the first time. Like, people say League of Legends is a very toxic game. That's because video games are toxic, like, honestly.
Yeah, and this is an incredibly competitive game. Okay, so what Dalsson is doing here, so for a while, well, getting ganked is what Dalsson is doing here. But like Dalsson was saying previously, that is not the jungler coming in to gank Dalsson. I think that's the mid laner?
Yeah, it's the mid. Damn.
The mid laner sometimes will come in and...
that's their support.
Ah, so that was one of the people in bottom lane. Who came in to gank on Dalsson. So ultimately, what Dalsson was doing there was Dalsson was trying to get some plates from the tower. Early in the game, so essentially you can't just immediately snowball at the very beginning, the tower has a certain amount of armor. Now, if you're able to take, and these have, like, the health value of, like, 1/2 of a tower, do you think?
Well, they have the health. They're each. There's 5 plates, so they're each a 1/5 of its health. Yeah. But the tower gets more damage reduction the less plates it has. So, like, the first plate's easy to take, the second plate is a little harder, and the third plate is a little harder than that, and so on.
Okay.
If you take all 5 plates, though, before they fall off the towers, you see they don't have them, they go away at 14 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
So it encourages you to push early.
Yeah.
This was...
It encourages you to push early, but basically keeps you from getting to the core immediately as the game starts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then about 14 minutes into the game, the plates will eventually fall, and then the towers have, like, so much less health. Basically, it's like, around 14 minutes into the game, you're generally expected... everyone more or less will have their alts. Everyone will have a certain amount of items. And then this is the time that, like, the game can sort of begin to ramp up towards the end. And one of the times where lanes break, as I previously mentioned, it's where everyone essentially stops, like, spending all of the time in their lane and going into different lanes, or just basically going wherever they're needed. One of the times where that happens is when all of the plates fall. And of course, when lanes break is based on vibes. A lot of times it depends on how, like, aggressive the game kind of has been. Like, we're at 14 minutes and we have 10 kills on one side and 13 kills on another side. This has been a generally pretty aggressive game. Sometimes you'll have this where it's like 5 deaths on each side, and sometimes it'll be like up to like 15 to 20 at this point in the game, where it's like a really aggressive game, and at that point lanes will have already broken. So but right now this is a generally regularly aggressive game, and lanes are kind of breaking. You'll notice down in the map there, the map area, which is incredibly important and is the way that I look at like basically everything for everyone, you can see not everyone is hanging around in lanes. There are a couple guys, both of the bottom laners are running around in the jungle. Mid laner looks like he's going up into his thing, but both of the bottom laners are going to gank inside of the mid lane, and the entire team except for Dalsson is going into the mid lane.
I did not light my own last night.
There's a whole fight going on in mid lane apparently. Just a wild bunch of shit. A pile of motherfuckers in the mid lane, all dying to Jinx. Oh no. Uh-oh. Yeah, he doesn't have anyone coming for him. If you can kill him, get his ass.
I can't. Oh my god, he had flash. Holy shit. I took too much tower damage. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Nasus is also like extremely strong because all he has to like he gets free damage. Like ultimately that's all that matters. He gets free damage. He doesn't have a single damage item in his entire kit, but he just gets free. How much damage did I take from tower there? 600. Oh yeah, that was I shouldn't have dove.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like even late game, after like you have a lot of items and stuff, towers are still ridiculously like, unless you're playing as one of the most tanky characters, towers are very dangerous. They just do a ton of damage. Like they won't kill you in one hit, but they'll kill you in the second hit. So like if you think you can tower dive, if you think you'll be able to kill someone in one hit of the tower and then be able to get away. If you can't, then you know.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Well, good thing that our racist ass Jace has some kills.
Yeah. Yeah, now as you can see, That, you see that right there, the bear was underneath the tower there, but had like that low of health. A tower dive, it was completely unnecessary because he was also poisoned, but like, assuming he wasn't poisoned, Dalsson could have dove the tower.
I would have used my flash to go to kill him.
Yeah, and what Dalsson's flash is at the beginning of the game, you pick 2 abilities. Summoner spells that you can use, that are the same ones over like everything. Oh yeah, and you see now they're fighting over in the jungle. Lanes have now pretty much officially broken. Dalsson can be outside of his lane because of the fact that one tower was taken down in top lane. The front tower was taken down in top lane for his team, and the enemy team does not have that top tower taken. So Dalsson doesn't really need to be in his lane because, as you can see, if you look at top lane and look at where the minions are, those little tiny blue dots and red dots are the minions, they're going to be fighting where that tower was, and that's where it's going to be equalized. So it's not going to be pushing up to the tower. The tower that Dalsson was defending is not, like, in threat of being attacked so long as his lane opponent isn't there. His lane opponent is there now, so he has to go back and make sure he defends his tower, else it'll just get taken down.
Which is safe for me to do right now because very soon I'll have
the rest of the entire game is,
which is one of those summoners. Fighting. Well, that, but also soon I'll have teleport, so if I need to join them, I can teleport there. I assume you guys are familiar with teleport, but
the concept.
Yeah.
Flash is essentially you jump forward like a couple of feet. Really, really quickly.
It's just a quick blink. It has a high cooldown. It's a safety button. Everybody takes it unless you... Like, if you don't take it, you're not taking it very on purpose. Like, that's the spell that you'll notice every single player in this game has it. Oh, except for Shaco, who is a character that has that built into his kit, so he doesn't necessarily need to take it, but still sometimes does. That's how big it is.
Yeah, and it's very important to use specifically, like, if you are in a, like, if you're in a fight that you're losing, and then you try to run away and then flash, you can usually just completely avoid getting killed. You can also use flash to jump on someone who's getting away from you and, you know, get you a kill.
Plus, also, the only counter to somebody flashing at you is to flash away, or the only counter to somebody flashing away from you is to flash at them, right? So, like, it's because everybody takes it that everybody has it. It's one of those types of things.
Yeah. And the thing is like, yes, there are ranged characters in the game, but ultimately, the ranged characters have to aim their abilities, and if you quick blink away, then they will just not hit them. So yeah, a flash is very important. Dalsson also has teleport. There are two other ones that I feel like we don't need to even talk about. Like, the ones that are taken a lot are flash, teleport. He got a crown!
What?
That's new!
Who? What?
There is a fucking crown on him now!
Oh yeah, it's Worlds.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Baron usually doesn't look like that. I'll talk about Baron
it's a Red
second.
Bull crown. Baron is sponsored by Red Bull this year.
Wonderful. I'm very happy for him. I'm happy he's getting sponsors.
He has wings
anyway,
now. I don't know.
Anyway,
if he does,
so okay. The thing is there basically for the purposes of watching these games, there are 3 different summoner spells that you need to know about: Flash, Teleport, and Smite. There are other ones, but those are the ones that are going to be mentioned. Teleport is pretty self-explanatory. You can teleport from, like, your base to any tower or player or anything like that.
Well, that didn't work,
Dalsson
but
just
it was never gonna work.
Yeah.
Nasus is kind of crazy. There's no fighting him.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Oh
wow.
You can teleport to anywhere there is any of your team's stuff. Like, you can teleport to a player, you can teleport to a ward, which is a little eyeball thing that people put down in the bushes to make sure that they can see, like, a particular area of the game. You can teleport to a tower, which is what it's used mostly.
Basically, any blue thing here. Well, actually, as long as tower plates are up, you can only teleport to towers.
Okay.
It's
and also you
synchronized
can
with
teleport to
tower
minions.
plates. Yeah.
And it's basically just
like this.
Teleport immediately to like you're teleporting there. It's just teleport, like, to wherever some like an important thing is that you need to get to. And then there is Smite. Smite is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's an ability that you press and just does a ton of damage. It's very good for instance, if you were going into the jungle, the enemy team is doing the dragon.
To a minion. It only does a ton of damage to a minion.
Okay, it only does a ton of... The enemy team is doing dragon. And all of the team is there, but you want dragon, and the rest of your team is pushing. What you would do is you go in, press your smite button before they kill it, and then you have stolen dragon.
And see, that's what Shaco just did to the enemy blue buff. He smote it.
Yeah.
I just caught the very tail end of it, but he did use the smite spell.
Yeah, and of course, the enemy team will be using their smite on their dragon to stop you from stealing. It's another thing like that. Okay, so what killing a player means is when they fight, sometimes they die, and it kills them. And then you get money and experience for killing them.
Uh-huh. Oh, they're aced. We just win the game.
Oh. So aced means they're all dead.
Yeah, that's just like a tennis term.
Yeah. Aced means all of the entire enemy team is currently out of the game and is on the respawn timer. The thing is that, okay, so another thing, you see that red crystal behind the tower that Dalsson is fighting in front of? That is an inhibitor. If Dalsson destroys that inhibitor, which it looks like he's fucking gonna, if Dalsson destroys this inhibitor, then super minions will be able to go down in the wave. So minions, are always going to be exactly equal on each team unless one of the teams gets super minions. In which case, if nobody is pushing the lane, it will not equalize, like all of the minions will just die before anything goes forward. What will happen is the super minions will kill a lot of the minions first, and the wave will just push without a champion. Because the thing about the minions is without any players, they will just all push into the middle and then all die and then meet at the middle and die again because they all have equal power and they all die at the exact same amount of time. But with super minions, that makes one team have stronger minions than the other, which is kind of a game changer because it means you always have to be in the lanes. And there you go, that they now have, Dalsson's team now has super minions going down the mid lane, which is going to be really, really bad for Dalsson's opponent team.
Oh, come on. Okay, I don't... Right. That's something that makes me slower. That's something that I do really bad habit. I need to remember that I can right-click to sell stuff right down here.
Yeah.
Dragon is up in 30 seconds. That's something that you always want to be looking at. Oh, somebody called a Baron Nashor.
So, let's talk about what Baron does. Baron is maybe my favorite big jungle minion. One, because he's a big snake worm man, and two, because he gives you just like a ridiculous amount of power. So in that place where Baron is, at a certain point in time in the game, the guy who I call Daddy Scuttlecrab starts spawning. What Daddy Scuttlecrab does is you can kill him and then place him in the lane, and then he will charge immediately into a tower, taking around half of its health. Mm-hmm. Okay.
His name is Rift Herald. Well, it's like 2/3 of its health, of its max health, so you can destroy it. But it also takes off 2/3 of Rift Herald's current health.
Yeah, it essentially like suicide bombs directly into a tower, doing just a ridiculous amount of damage to it. So, like, if you put a Rift Herald down in a lane, it's probably going to mean that tower is going to go down. But, after a certain point in time, Rift Herald stops spawning, and instead is replaced with Baron Nashor. Now, what Baron Nashor does is... 20 minutes. What Baron Nashor does is, when you kill him and you stand in a lane, the minions in that lane that you are standing next to become big and strong and super nasty. All of the minions. You would normally get one super minion if you destroy the inhibitor per lane. You would get one super minion. If you kill Baron Nashor and you stand in a lane with a bunch of minions, all of the minions are super minions. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, they're easier to kill, but they do the same damage. They like you.
Oh, they are easier to kill.
They're easier to kill than a super minion.
Oh, they're a super minion, but they do the same damage.
They take extremely reduced damage from area of effect attacks, which is the primary way to clear minions when you push hard. Yeah. Basically, it gives you a huge buff to pushing, and it gives you like 20 of every stat.
Yeah, oh, I was unaware of the 20 of every stat.
It used to give you like 150 of every stat, but they changed it to be for pushing instead, yeah.
Yeah, I really like it the way that it is now, honestly.
Yeah, it's
like honestly, I think Baron is like a really good mechanic, because not only that, the thing about these is, because these are NPCs you have to kill, they are kind of hard to kill. And ultimately, like, if you're careful, a lot of times you can, a high-level player can, in fact, kill it solo. But
well,
the thing
there are
is,
very specific, like, not even every, like, there are characters, most characters couldn't ever do that in any circumstances ever. There are, like, very few characters, and they're far ahead, that can do that.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. With Baron Nashor, like, understanding Baron Nashor is basically like a World of Warcraft dungeon boss in the middle of a tournament game. Because killing Baron Nashor is not a terribly difficult ask. If you get all your team together, you can kill him pretty easy. But you also have to remember that you will potentially be trying to kill Baron Nashor when the enemy team shows up. So you'll be fighting Baron Nashor and also some PvP players at the same time. So killing Baron Nashor is a big ask.
Actually, while you're killing Baron, Baron puts a debuff on you that makes you deal less damage to players if he hits you.
Yeah.
So he actually debuffs your damage.
Dalsson's going to just win here. So when you destroy this, the big crystal, you win the game. Dalsson is about to win the game. Dalsson has won the game.
I kind of just, my strategy there was, if you don't mind if I talk about the like, overall game.
No,
my
go
strategy
right ahead, especially
there,
since the game is over.
Yeah, so my strategy in that game was to try as hard as I could to make sure that Nasus didn't get farm. Eventually, because Nasus has an ability that gives him more damage every time he kills something infinitely. So the less farm he gets with it, the better. Or at least the longer it takes him to farm that, the better. Because eventually it's going to be strong no matter what. He got away from me several times when I tried to kill him when he was weak, and then he turned it around when he was very strong, and I just couldn't fight him anymore. So I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna ignore Nasus for the rest of the game. And then I literally killed every single other person on their team with no problem the entire time. And then I tried to fight Nasus again and he killed me again. So I was like, back to killing everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of pressure in that game. Like, despite Jace, fucking being extremely toxic. Fucking verbal abuse, hate speech.
Yeah, what happened there was a man said the N-word in chat.
Which, like, I swear to
wildly is not something that I've seen in League of Legends when we've been playing. This is the first time I've seen that on stream.
I swear to God, all these games where people say that in the fucking chat only happens when I'm streaming. It's like they're trying to get me in trouble.
Fucking TF2 as well. Yeah, I've been playing a shit ton of TF2, and I've had some very funny things that people have said. I'm about to start making a thread because, like, what I've been doing is just getting really, really fucking high because I finished the YouTube video I've been working for 3 months on, and I'm rewarding myself by smoking a lot of weed and playing a lot of TF2. And people will just say very, very funny things in that, especially because when I am on the weed, I am very good at TF2 Pyro. I don't know why, but I will completely blast myself out, show up to Dalsson and be like, "Hey Dalsson, I got some pretty cool like some cool cosmetics for playing TF2 all night," and Dalsson will be like, oh, that's cool too. I'm like, "Oh, well, looking at here, I'm gonna show you them, but apparently I got some achievements." Make someone leave the fucking server after you've dominated them.
Like, Barbie QQ is funny, but literally my favorite achievement in all of TF2 is called Weenie Roast, and it's set 3 scouts on fire at the same time.
I think I got that one really, really early on once I realized how easy it was to set scouts on fire by playing scout.
Weenie Roast, it's so good though, right?
Yeah. I want to be real. I didn't play Pyro for the longest time because I felt that Pyro was OP. That's also the reason I didn't play Engineer, but now I've sort of decided to simply let my just let the world watch over me and play the characters I think that are OP. And I still think they're OP, but based on some other Pyro's experiences, they're maybe not, and I'm just good at the game.
So
I don't know.
TF2, right? I have a thing about TF2 that it makes it like, it's a long explanation, right? It's not all about TF2, but you said Engineer, so ultimately I'm getting to I like the Engineer. But
yeah, I like the Engineer.
What I find the most fun about the Engineer is that he is a character with a shotgun. And now other characters have the exact same shotgun. In fact, the Heavy has a better shotgun than the Engineer. But every character that I see people memeing with, like, shotgun Heavy. Like, I've seen that's, like, a popular thing, is to play Heavy with just your shotgun or whatever. But, like, that, every time I do that, I feel like, okay, well, yes, the shotgun is good in this situation, but I don't want to just use the shotgun, because you're just gimping yourself out of the minigun. Or, like, with the Pyro shotgun, it's more used for finishing off people instead of main killing, right? But the Engineer, now the Engineer, his shotgun is his main weapon, and he has a dinky little scout pistol. The mildly overweight scout, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's what, yeah. And, like, that, it
big
was
scout,
fun.
Big scout, big scout.
People, like, I'm talking, like, old-ass TF2, where, like, before the Engineer update came out.
Yeah.
People would always yell at me. Not yell at me, necessarily, but I would feel that we were losing the game if I were to build a level 3 sentry, and then it just gets destroyed because I'm not hanging behind it and hitting it with my wrench repeatedly, right? But when they came out with the mini sentries, oh my god, the mini sentries are so much fucking fun. I love mini sentries because you can just plop it down, it does its damage, those things kill people. People, like,
no, to be clear, especially like scouts
like
and stuff,
like the mini sentry was inspired actually by, like, an Engineer playstyle that the TF2 community kind of like came up with and started pass. It was like, you know, it's like one of those things that a few people like were doing it and then it caught on and then you know what I mean? Like a dude made a YouTube video about it and then it really got more popular and like so many people were doing it, right?
Or they were just putting level 1
putting level
down and saying,
1
"Fuck it."
sentry down and then running around and just shooting with the shotgun. And that's where the mini sentry actually was like came from, which is like, and like I kind of didn't like doing that because again, it felt like if leaving a level 1 sentry, I understood why, but it felt like why not just, if it's gonna stay alive for a while anyway, why not just upgrade it? I'm gimping myself. But with the mini sentries, there's an actual advantage to it. So it's just like, I don't know. I like TF2. I like that a lot of the gun that they actually like care about the gun balance and stuff. Like everything is a side grade of itself for the most part, except for the Phlogistinator because pyros are fucking. Yeah. I don't know what that fucking rant was about. But anyway, I do need a break because we have to take a break in between every single game or else I'll get tilted, want to play anymore, and cry.
Yeah.
So, I will see you guys soon. Thel, I'll go ahead and leave you unmuted if you like.
I think I might take a break too, but I do want to say, oh fuck, Hellraiser, new Hellraiser got currently fucking 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
I am super excited.
Oh, man. Sessions Diana didn't save where I was in the playlist. I guess we're starting it over. Dalsson, stop eating your mic. We can't hear you. What? That... What's happening? Oh, God.
It's fine on my
Hey!
end.
Yeah, wow. Hold on. I don't know why, but my microphone is, like, turned way too far up. Hang on, there we go. Okay, if I am yelling, does it? Okay. Yeah, wow, I don't know what happened there. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
I assume I'm still perfectly audible, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Because,
I have to move
like,
my mic a little closer to myself, but...
Yeah, I obviously I have no idea because,
like,
you know, I'm listening to you through Discord, which is like a different audio
different
picking
audio
up.
pickup. Yeah.
Which is why I didn't say anything because sounds fine on my end, but I'm not that end.
Right. All right. Well, I will be right back, everybody.
Yeah, I will also be right back. I'm almost back. I just need to pour a little bit more water in the tea. Okay, there we are. Now I'm back. Ah! All right. Hello. So,
hello, I was talking and didn't have my mic unmuted for the stream, so the stream missed all of it. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Wingy. Yes, thank you again, Wingy, for all the gift subs. Thank you for the gift subs from Pig Doodles as well.
More people are here, so I can
Twitch,
explain more
I think
stuff.
Twitch did this on purpose. I feel I think that when somebody gives out random gift subs, I know it prioritizes people who are currently in the chat, and then it used to be random followers. But I think that now it prioritizes people who are in the chat, and then it prioritizes people who are not in the chat by order of watch time, or something like that, or like weights it more heavily towards people who've watched a lot. Because I noticed that like a lot of people who got the gift subs were like regulars, right? Instead of like, oh no, wait, I did queue for top. Okay.
This new incarnation of Hellraiser delivers all
yeah,
the carnage and gnarly creature designs as you could ask for.
Gardevoir, what's going on?
Welcome, Gardevoir. Finally putting Cleanhead in the Cenobites front and center. Clayton is great as new Hell Priest, best since the original. My fucking god. So hyped for new Hellraiser.
So
super hyped for new Hellraiser, yes?
Now that we actually have a couple more viewers, you might just want to start all your explanations over for this next game. Or at least more concisely, or at least like like now that you've explained them once.
I'm going to explain things a little bit more concisely. I'm sort of going to go in on things as we sort of go. But yeah, I'm essentially, so for all of you people who very well may not know all that much about League of Legends, but want to root for your teams, you might be having a little bit of problem figuring out what the fuck is going on. So what I'm actually going to do is, we're going to do like a Little League game, but, I don't know if I'm going to do a team, because I really wasn't able to talk about the teams last time, talking about, like, all of this stuff and going over it. But ultimately what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be referring to, you know, Dalsson's team as Dalsson's team, and then the enemy team as the enemy team. So we're going to do that before we get into another one, and then, like, after that one, after I get down on the bare basics of stuff and the things that are happening, and you have, like, a ground level understanding of how the game is, then we're going to do one of the Little League games.
Right.
But yeah. No, wait, no, this is the... I don't want this video open.
No, this is the little... Wait, oh, I see.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to myself. I was like, okay, I'm going to put the stream on my main screen so I can see it like 20 seconds after, even though you're streaming to me on Discord, so it's easier to see. Much fun.
And then maybe like while you're announcing the Little League games, you can give little reminder tips or something.
Exactly. Okay. Because you know they're Little League games. You gotta remind the kids how they're doing. So Dalsson's playing top lane. As you can see, the game is broken up into 3 lanes. There is top, middle, and bottom. Dalsson is playing top. What you do in top is essentially you pick a big bruiser tank kind of character, and you fight over the lane with another big bruiser tank kind of character. Mid lane is for your ranged archers and etc. to fight over another one of those, and then bottom lane you have 2 people in, and in bottom lane you have one person who is taking all of the creeps, who are the guys that walk down the lane, fight with each other, and then die. And this is a lot of stuff like immediately, but like yeah, basically it's there 2 people who are fighting over the thing. It's essentially it's 1-1-2, and those 2 guys are essentially like a person who does a lot of supporting and a person who does a lot of damage. But yeah, so Dalsson's playing Udyr top, who is a big
I'm Irelia. Udyr is a jungler.
Yeah,
at least right now.
Yeah. Udyr's a good top, though.
Fuck me, a Teemo. You know what? I've changed my mind. This is why I didn't ban Aatrox. I ain't fucking around with Teemo.
Sometimes someone will.
Teemo? Oh,
it might be a jungle Chemo and Gangplank top. Because unfortunately, this isn't exactly how the game is going to look. You'd assume that these people are the ones who are setting up. So one of the things that Dalsson is doing here is he is setting up his ruins, which are these things that give you a percentage of power based on certain things going on. And you're going to want to have different runes for, like, every different character. Because these give, like, buffs to certain stats, where some characters will want certain stats and other characters will want different stats, you know, stuff like that.
I would like to point out just real quick, we are opening with a jungle invade, which makes the jungle probably the most important and easy thing to explain at the beginning of this game.
Okay, so we'll start off by explaining what the jungle is, and then I'll explain, like, all of the stuff about the lanes and the minions and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the Skeleton War month.
It is fucking Halloween,
That's why mine's
isn't
been
it?
trying to fucking escape.
It's finally Halloween. It is finally Halloween. I'm very excited about it being Halloween now.
Oh no, wait, I don't need the classical music. I'm not playing Irelia. I need thrash metal. Can we get some royalty-free thrash metal? Royalty-free thrash metal playlist.
That doesn't surprise me. I would expect you could find some.
Metal royalty-free thrash metal. Metalicious.
Hell yeah.
What is this? It's only 3 minutes long. Okay, it's not bad, actually.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe they Travis McElroy fucking gangplank for his pool party skin. What have they done to my boy?
I know,
What have
right?
they done to my stanky pirate?
Right. Okay, so the jungle, right? What we're going to do is we're going to invade the enemy jungle. What?
Travis McElroy was in a group stream of Among Us and was basically allergic to anyone having fun, but by trying to like he went all in on the bit, and I respect that. But everyone else was doing a different bit that were deeply uninterested in that one.
I see.
And he was just a huge asshole about it.
Right.
And so then they all just fucking they all voted him off immediately. I think it's Travis immediately, and it was very funny. He then became the bit. All right, so. Let's explain the jungle.
Okay.
So, ultimately, the jungle is a place where the jungler goes to kill a bunch of NPCs. And there are a bunch of different NPCs camps. This little NPC camp, and all of the NPCs will spawn here in the house. They're still going, fuck.
Yeah, I know they're still going, but...
Yeah.
I can't be...
This is the mid lane.
Yeah. Well, I'm a top laner, but we were invading their jungle. Because that'll push away the enemy jungle fiddlesticks from his buff. When you do the jungle, you take a buff first with the help of your team. And then you,
Oh. It seems like the enemy team's doing the same thing.
Well, he's waiting there because... No.
Because that's where the buff is.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is blue buff. Can you explain what blue buff does?
Yeah, it gives you a whole bunch of mana and it gives you a whole bunch of regen, basically.
Yeah. So you regen mana and health a lot faster if you have blue, or mana mostly. Red buff gives you health regen, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that one gives you a bunch of mana regen, which allows you to use your abilities a lot quicker and more normally.
Holy shit, I suck. Oh! I'm so bad.
Away. So what he just did there was called Flash. Flash is a summoner spell, which is a spell that you pick at the beginning of the game. Everyone takes Flash. Flash is one that everyone is going to take. And there are two others that will, come... There are a bunch of Scummoner spells, but, like...
Scummoner smells.
Scummoner smells. There are a bunch of Scummoner smells, but there are only, like, 3 that are really ever going to be important in our discussions of the game. There's going to be Flash, which is the one that you just saw, where you basically blink teleport away and can avoid any attacks. And there is Teleport, which allows you to teleport to, just about any of your, like team's stuff. And then there is Smite, which allows you to do a lot of damage to a minion really, really quickly. So, like, for instance, if Dalsson was going in to steal that blue buff, which is what happened, Dalsson might want to have Smite instead of Teleport. So, Dalsson would go in and smite that, doing a lot of damage to it.
Well, I wouldn't take Smite unless I were.
Well, yes, but killing it before the enemy team does. But yeah. Like Dalsson was saying, most of the time, a jungler, the guy who runs around the jungle and gets these buffs and kills these camps to get a bunch of experience, would take Smite. So let's talk about what's going on in the lane right now. So you see that Dalsson is fighting with a bunch of little guys. All of these little guys are creeps. These little creeps all have the exact same power on each
Smite
team.
is short for Schmeichel.
Yeah, Schmeichel, yes.
Schmeichel.
Yes, that banger tweet. Banger fucking tweet. So these minions are creeps. All of the creeps are exactly the same power. If there are no champions, which are players, in the lane, then the creeps will run up to each other in the middle of the lane and kill each other before either of them get any farther. But all of them are pushing forward towards the core. You take down the core, you win. But, of course, the core is being blocked by towers, and we'll point out what one of those is here in a second, because, well, at some point someone's going to have to go under one.
There.
Yeah, it's that thing there. It's the tower.
It's that
now the tower,
yeah.
the tower shoots a lot of damage. The tower is essentially a turbo damage thing. So like, what I said about it last game was the tower will not kill you in one hit, but if you survive the first hit, it'll kill you in the second one. Like, the creeps have a lot less. Oh my fucking god, Dalsson's gonna kill Teemo. Dalsson then proceeded to kill Teemo. That's very good because Dalsson just got a ton of experience and money.
And also, I can now shove this into his tower, which makes him lose all of the experience and money from the creep scene. Oh no, I can't do it.
Yeah. But ultimately, sort of, yes. What this is, ultimately, when you're in your lane, a lot of your experience and money is going to come from killing these little creeps, killing these little guys. You'll get your experience and you'll get your money. Experience is obvious. It's experience and you level up and you get your powers and stuff. And you get to make your power stronger and everything like that. But, money is specifically, money specifically allows you to buy items here at home. Now, when you're in the home area, when you're in your home base, you start to recharge health and mana. Dalsson doesn't use mana, so it's okay.
Yeah, but most characters use mana.
Most characters do use mana. But Dalsson's playing one of the characters that doesn't, but you know.
Some characters are gated only by their cooldowns, which is difficult to balance, but most of them are balanced, except for this guy that I'm playing.
Did we see Wiglet? I did not. I don't know what that is.
Wiglet, the new Pokemon? It's
oh,
not
yes,
a
yeah,
Diglett,
I did. I love
by
him.
the way. I learned something. It's not a Diglett regional variant. It is not a Diglett. It is a completely different Pokemon. Yes, it is an actual... That's why people were saying it's like a crab. It's an actual example of convergent evolution. It is a completely different species than Diglett, yeah. Which is cool because
I love it because it's
Alolan variants are like divergent evolution, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the point. So it's super cool. Everything,
it's like a weird little
all
Leo
Pokemon
guy.
are eventually destined to evolve into Diglett.
Yeah, it's based on a Gardevoir. Yeah. The little those little guys. I fucking love them. I love Gardevoirs and I love things based off of them. I love the Wigglers in fucking Monster Hunter too. It's good. I love it. I think it's a good Pokemon. That's most of what I get out of Pokemon. I see the designs and go, I love this little guy.
That's pretty much that's what most people get out of Pokemon. Ooh.
I don't play the games. I don't have a Switch, but you know, I do like to look at the little guys. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. So another thing that I will explain. So currently, you see how the tower has a health bar that has a bunch of different little segments on it. Right now, the tower has plates. Now, what these plates are they're just a big shield for the tower, so it's harder to, and also you can make the plates disappear and reappear if you get closer, and they, like, call the plates before they call the tower, which is very funny. But anyway, the tower plates are, oh, Dalsson's gonna get a kill on this guy. That man jumped right into the tower, and you can see the tower is damaging him. It does a ton of damage. That Fiddle 6 was really tanky to be able to take 3 hits with everyone else hitting him, but, the tower will just destroy it. Anyway, if you take down one of, like, those little health chunks, you get a ton of money for it. But at 14 minutes in the game, those plates fall down, and the tower becomes much easier to destroy. And by 20 minutes into the game, everyone generally has their... 14, yeah, sorry.
20 is better.
Everyone generally has their ults, a certain amount of items, and a certain amount of strength, so you can start really destroying towers. Of course, you can destroy towers before that point, it's just a lot harder. Like, for instance, if this Teemo was doing really bad and had died to Dalsson like 10 fucking times so far, then Dalsson would probably take the tower. But Dalsson looks like he's going to get a plate, because the minions are attacking it. And that's the thing. The minions run up to the tower to attack it, and ultimately die. But what the minions do is they tank the tower shots.
Yeah,
so
towers do a lot less damage to minions.
Yeah, so even for instance, if Dalsson was here with another player and that Teemo was not in his lane, then that Dalsson and that player would still have to stand behind the minions, let the minions tank while they damage the tower, because the tower is just that fucking dangerous. It is the thing that protects you from like getting killed. Like that Dalsson almost killed that Teemo there, but Dalsson was not going to go in and kill him the rest of the way, because Dalsson would have died probably in one hit at the health he's at if he was hit by the tower.
Oh shit.
But yeah, you see how it's attacking the minions first. And
Doodles has a good point here. The Pokemon equivalent of carcinization is dragons evolving into jet planes. But that's also a real-world example of carcinization. You know? Well, equivalent of carcinization. Yeah. No. Dragons are real. We know one. Eventually, they're going to evolve into a jet plane.
Cyberpunk. No, that's not Cyberpunk. That's fucking, that's Shadowrun. Oh my god, the Teemo.
Very close.
Very close.
I needed to go back instead of hitting the tower, but I got greedy for plates.
Yeah. And yeah, because we were just talking about the plates. And Dalsson did get a couple of plates. And so one of the things that that screen that Dalsson was constantly bringing up was the item buy screen. So Dalsson is currently working up to a big item. This one here, which is called Hammerstein. So Hammerstein, currently, to be able to buy it, you need to buy a bunch of smaller items first, and then combine them into slightly bigger items, which you will then combine into slightly bigger items, which then combines into Hammerstein.
Right. Hammerstein, named after Dark Souls' Ornstein and Smo.
Yeah. I learned a very funny thing about Ornstein and Smo, completely off topic.
What's that?
So you know the 5 Great Knights that I talk about in the Hollow Knight video?
Yeah.
The 5 Great Knights are like that because of the 5 Great Knights, one of which is Ornstein, and his brother and his best friend Smo is there too.
Yeah?
Like, I don't feel bad about writing a Hollow Knight fanfiction and making a bunch of stuff up, because Hollow Knight is just a Dark Souls fanfiction.
It's like an anthill in the fire. I think it was Firefly whose headcanon is, or maybe Friezaun, I'm not sure, is just that it's an anthill in the dirt under the Firelink Shrine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that, like...
It pretty much is, right? Like...
Yeah, it's got a lot of the same lore, and, you know, that's fine. I can't complain about that, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think it's cool. The game is its entirely own thing on its own, and has, like, enough of a difference that, like, that's fucking fine. I don't care. And anyway, about it, I can't talk. I'm taking Hollow Knight and just writing... I'm basically doing the exact opposite thing that they're doing, where... they created a new thing and used the same lore. I'm creating the same thing, but using a different lore.
Now, see, I took a tower shot there, but I just did a shit ton of damage to him. So I didn't fully commit to a tower dive, but I knew that I was going, you can take 1 or 2 tower shots and not die, as long as you know it's gonna be worth it to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about risk and reward. And again, this is currently, we're just talking about, like, the singular lane. And this has been a very, very, this has been a very, very, like, close game. Though it's been very aggressive, and Dalsson's team has been, in the other lanes, just full-handedly winning. Looks like the party's coming to you, Dalsson, or Dalsson's going down to the party. So, one of the things that's going to happen eventually here, probably sooner than later because of how this game has been going, so this is a team fight. I feel it's self-explanatory.
It's where the teams fight each other. Yeah.
And whoever gets the most kills wins.
I'm really glad I ran down into that. I saw 2 people chasing an almost dead Kaisa, and I was like, I know I'm gonna have to do this by myself for a while. but I also know that I'm disgusting and I can.
You had to do that by yourself for all of 3 seconds. But
yeah, and
anyway,
then everybody else showed up.
So ultimately, what the game is going to devolve into is mostly team fights. Right now, everyone is mostly staying in their lanes and like pushing up in one specific lane, the lane that they were assigned.
Hang on, I'd like to talk just real quick about a pro maneuver that's super simple and everybody could employ it as soon as they start playing with no thought, right? My team did a good job there, so I went into chat and I typed, "Good job, all," and that makes everybody happy and play better.
Yeah.
Super pro maneuver. Probably applies to other video games, but I don't play other video games.
So much of like this game is trying to tilt and not get tilted, but that's like advanced stuff. We're talking about the basics, basically.
Sure, yeah, but that I just
that is a lot of the game. But yeah, anyway, eventually, whether it's because the towers started falling enough towers started falling, or your team became strong enough, or you just have like an outset advantage, or people just feel like it. Eventually, lanes will break, which means characters will stop immediately going into their lanes and more essentially start going with other players and just doing whatever around the map. Like, for instance, if Dalsson sees like bottom lane is pushed up to his tower, he'll go to bottom lane and then make sure to push off the lane, and then go to jungle and join a team fight there. Basically, everyone will just be running around and reacting to what's happening rather than staying in their place where they belong. This happens just when this happens is based on vibes. Yeah.
Or I mean, like, obviously you can choose to do it, and then that forces it. That's what it means. Just how the game's going, you know?
Yeah. It is how the game's going is based on when lanes break. Currently, Dalsson's team just took down a tower, and they're about to take down another one. This fucking one. There it's gone. Ultimately, so with 2 towers down, that means lanes are probably going to break pretty dang soon. Because, oh my fucking god, that man played Teemo in top lane, so I actually have no fucking...
sympathy.
I'll explain what that means, but I have no sympathy for this man who brought Teemo into top lane. I played a lot of top lane when I played League of Legends.
They surrendered.
Decided I did.
I think Teemo gave up an FF when I just murdered him like that, and then everybody else was like, yeah, sure.
So we only got to see half a game of League of Legends there.
So, at 15 minutes, if everyone on your team is fucking miserable, you can just choose to say fuck it and quit.
Yeah, they're little creatures. And also the fact that they're called creeps is because of the fact that they sort of creep slowly towards the enemy core.
It's because that's what they were called in Dota.
Yeah, that's what they were called in Dota. They were little creeps.
But yeah. They're little creatures.
And it is very funny.
In League of Legends, the official name is minions, but most, like, you know, this is a game that's like Dota or Aeon of Strife or whatever. Like, every single game has their own name for them, and creeps is universal.
Yeah.
Because it was the first.
Yeah.
Dota stands for League of Legends, A. Yeah, that's right, sure. Yeah, okay.
Dota stands for League of Legends, eh?
League of Legends, eh?
It's the Canadian version of League of Legends. We don't really like it up here.
Why don't you continue with your explanation? Can you? Okay. Is there any way you can continue?
Yeah, probably. Well, okay, so after lanes break, there are a couple of things that like you could expect. So lanes never broke in that game, but like one of the things that happens a lot when lanes break is you try and go for one of the big minions, one of the river minions. Now, there are 3 river minions. There's Dragon, and there are a couple of different dragons. There's Earth, Water, Wind, and Fire, like the band. And all of these give you a specific stat buff. There is the Rift Herald, which I just call Daddy Scuttlecrab, because he's a big scuttle crab. Who, if you kill him, he will turn into an item. You can put him in a lane, and he will charge a tower, doing 2/3 of the entire health of the tower. And then there is Baron Nashor, who is a really, really strong minion that your entire team needs to work to kill. But if you do kill him, it turns all of your minions really, really, really strong if you're standing next to them. Like, for instance, strong enough that, like, you standing in a pile of minions don't need to attack an enemy character. The minions will kill the enemy character for you. And all of these are good things to get. They give you a lot of game control. One of the things that I talk about a lot when I'm talking about, like actually announcing these games is sometimes teams will focus on game control or kill control. And these are sort of two separate things. You'd think they'd be very the same, but in this game they're sort of separate at the very beginning. Because like sometimes a team will focus on getting kills to their detriment because they're not getting dragons where the other team is, they're not getting rift heralds where the other team is, and they're not focusing on like pushing up their lanes whereas the other team is. So like even though they're getting the most kills, ultimately eventually because of all of the buffs and towers and money that the other team has gotten, the other team suddenly just becomes stronger than them and they then start to lose. However, this can eventually happen where one team doesn't focus enough on kills, where like if they don't focus enough on kills and are getting killed a lot and are trying to do a lot of stuff, if then the team that is focusing on kills decides to then go in on dragon, go in on baron, push the lanes, then there's kind of nothing that the team that has been not focusing on kills can do, and they've already snowballed to become a really, really big and nasty team, and then you just have to surrender. So ultimately it's very, very, the game is incredibly risk and reward. It's very, how do I want to play this game? And like what specific things do I want to focus on?
Right.
And it can honestly go either way.
That's kind of a really good way to describe it. Even you who've basically just watched only us play League of Legends at this level, right? It's really true because the game, like, the way that they want this game to be balanced is so that the games look exciting, right? That's what they want. They want exciting moments for every player in the game. And so you're encouraged to take those risks, because if you don't take those risks, then you'll fall behind while other people are taking risks. Often taking risks in this game pays off, but you don't want to take a risk that... Like, you want to take a risk that could go either way. You don't want to be like, oh, well, there's like a good... There's like, I like might maybe get a kill if I flash under the tower here. I'm not sure. You just don't do that. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like, unless something... If everything goes the way I want it to, then this is a good risk. That's the only kind you want to take. But you want to take them because otherwise you will lose.
Yeah. And the second half in the game, which we'll probably see here coming up, and I think I can probably like actually start doing like the weird gimmick here, because I've explained the bare basics of creeps going in and going out. Oh, also you might want to change like the stream title to like learning about basics of League of Legends. Just like explaining the basics of League of Legends.
Right.
You found it. Download, killing, upload, pain, instant 1,000 deaths to brain, motherboard on killing spree, blood computer victory. This is just the plot of plot of Cruelty Squad.
But in fairness, I don't think anybody browsing the League of Legends Twitch channel is going to be looking, especially during the World Tournament, is going to be looking for...
I disagree!
Okay.
I think that they actually will, because where else? Well, I mean YouTube, but like, YouTube definitely, but Twitch maybe. I think that people will be looking at Twitch to try and get an idea. So Dalsson is playing top again.
Yes, I have queued for top. In ranked, they try really hard to give you the
honestly, top is a good place to like learn about League of Legends. Like this is a person I've mostly played like my early games into. God damn it, again!
I'm gonna be racist again. This guy's probably... Oh, he's playing Draven, and he's like being toxic or something. I don't... Oh my god, okay. You know what?
I'm gonna be racist again!
Well, I feel like when somebody goes into a queue and says, I'm gonna be racist, they're not actually gonna be racist.
Unlike that guy who was like, I'm gonna play League of Legends as a gamer.
As a gamer,
and then says the N-word.
Ban, Nasus. I don't want to play against Nasus because he can beat me. Oh god. Hang on.
Yippee.
Yippee! Alright, hold on. I have an idea. Where's the fucking... Where is it?
Yumi ban is not Yippee. Oh no. Who banned you? Oh, they banned Yumi.
Yeah, the enemy banned Yumi.
Why would you ban the little cat? The little cat isn't even that good.
The little cat's great. Shut up.
But yeah, this is champion select.
I'm
Very
gonna
basic
say
thing.
the F word. I got nervous.
Rousey. But yeah, anyway. So this is champion select. Kind of self-explanatory. It's where you pick what character that you want to play.
I have put up the A. Lamau gif because
I see that.
you know, just in case.
Oh, and let's
somebody
actually
does
do the
be
gimmick
racist.
now.
Okay.
So I am going to now roll the dice. We're going to see which teams are playing against what. So Team 21 is going to be playing the Echidna Penders versus
Fuck.
Team 17, which is the Viking Vultures.
Please let me be the Viking. Please let me be the Viking.
We're going to flip the let's see what it is. It is Tails. You are the Viking Vultures.
Woo!
You're playing against the Echidna
I don't even know who are the
Penders
Viking.
from No Man's Sky. They're the big guys with
Oh
the
yeah.
foreheads.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
There's another there's two No Man's Sky ones here.
I see.
Casually calling Dalsson, just saying Rousey, it's just right, casually calling Dalsson the soft boy. That's our entire relationship dynamic.
Yeah, actually. Remember when I said that I knew for a fact that was a top to you? Specifically Plush Prime?
No, you
That's
didn't.
why.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, that I was...
No, I said Plush Prime. I think Plush Prime asserted that all of the Graveyard Media members were a bottom. And
No,
I was
I'm a
like,
top.
no, absolutely not. That was a top. I know for a fact.
Yeah. Because I call this particular bitch a soft boy all the fucking time.
Yes. Okay. I'm against Ornn. How fucking disgusting. I'm gonna lose this game really hard. There's no way I can win. Oh god, I'm fucking dead.
Ornn's a pretty good top laner.
Ornn is the, this right here is the character that I based Brum's voice off of.
Yeah.
Like this exact guy. I even explained in the after stream, he has a voice line where he's like forging an item. He goes, and I like always did that to try to deepen my voice for Brum.
to get the Brum ready.
That was also a bottom, but less bottom than you. No.
No, listen, I sound like a bottom because I talk very frutily, but no.
Frutily.
No. No.
This loading screen is fucking killing me here. So we are the Viking Vultures. We're gonna put these fucking Echidna Penders. Echidna Penders. God, it's terrible. It was my idea.
You kinda was, yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my idea. It was terrible.
Ready for takeoff.
You know what, Dalsson? You know best. Exactly. See, Flesh Prime, thank you.
Yeah.
You should take my word. My word is law. Like Aku.
Yeah. Everyone going up into their lanes. And this one so I'll just like comment on things very nicely. So far we have the Echidna Penders coming out of Underground Elementary, and the Viking Vultures coming out of computer school.
Computer school. The Viking are the robot ones, right? Or no, the Viking
that's
are
the Korvax.
the Viking are the
They're the big
Klingons.
guys with like
Klingons.
the big Klingons guys who have like four heads and
Dance
stuff.
with what brought you.
Who have four heads. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
they
they all
have like
have.
big slippy foreheads.
Minions have
And they have like ashy skin. They look like they look like the big orc guys. The Viking and the big orc guys.
Oh lord, Talon is gold for fucking psyching himself out, see what I mean? Although, I think in,
I fought, and they followed.
yeah, tell him, Draven. Draven says gold for his meat sticks, don't worry, you got this. He's not gonna be racist.
I'm not going to be racist today. So what Dalsson is doing here is helping out the jungler get his red buff. This is a really nice thing that you can do if you're in a lane, is you show up to a buff with your jungler, you do a little bit of damage so he can get it real quick.
On your every word.
So, we do have the vultures coming in. Currently, let's look at the other lanes. So bottom lane is currently equalized, which means they're in the middle. Mid lane is pushing up for the penders. You see, the mid laner is pushed up to it's pushing up to the tower in favor of the penders. The red guy is pushing up a lot farther than the blue guy is. And mid lane right here is equalized, which means all of the minions are in the middle. So mid lane is equalized, bottom lane pushing up a little bit for the penders, and mid lane even getting a gank. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. What happened? Did the bottom laner just kill someone? No, the Draven died.
Yeah, the enemy, our team's
the enemy bottom laner got that kill. Okay, so yeah. The bottom laners were a little bit overextended there. That means that they were a little bit pushed up, and unfortunately that sort of led to their downfall a teensy bit. But that's okay. Again, these are little games. And now you can see top lane, where Dalsson is currently, and what you're seeing is pushed up to the tower, which means the tower is hitting the minions.
This time.
I don't know who the enemy. Okay, it's Udyr.
Where they fell, freedom grew.
But yeah, Dalsson has pushed it up to the tower. He has not been pushed up to the tower. So ultimately, this lane is very good unless Dalsson dies here, in which case it'll be very bad very soon. Because that's one of the things. If you push up to the tower, you ultimately leave your... Oh, that was a good fucking flash. You ultimately leave yourself open for, well, a gank, that, basically, but that was under the tower. And they both kill each other. This is an incredibly fucking aggressive game of League of Legends already. We are 3 minutes in and it's 4-3. That is ridiculous. Wow. Games of League of Legends usually aren't this aggressive.
It's Worlds. Everybody's aggressive in Worlds, so everybody's playing like that. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
like,
right,
people are watching that and then
No,
playing
I completely and totally believe you. You are correct. I have absolutely no doubt that this is what's going on. But yeah, this is a extraordinarily aggressive game of League of Legends. Usually it would be 4-4 at like 10 minutes in. But like this is like half of that. This is like people going up and down ridiculously quick. So let's look at the lanes again. And the way that I'm looking at the lanes is I'm looking at the map in the bottom right corner there. So we see mid lane is equalized. Bottom lane, it looks like is getting pushed up to the tower there for the Viking. And top lane, where Dalsson is right now, is kind of pushing up for the Penders. So the team that's fighting Dalsson.
Each form has a name known only to the dead.
Oh, I'm dead. No, I'm not.
Oh, fuck. You see, that's one of the things about the fights in this game. If you know what you're doing, you can, turn a fight around really, really, really quick. This is the problem that I had that made me quit. I don't know what I'm fucking doing and what any of the other characters do in the game. There's a lot of stuff that you understand that I need to understand to play the game that I am not going to explain to you here because you guys are just watching the game. You guys just need to know about,
I could give an example. I could tell you exactly what I did there.
Yeah, go ahead.
He has that flamethrower breath, right? And I'm aware that that is what does the most damage. And I have a particular ability that reduces damage while I'm channeling it and then does damage back. Not based on how much I take, it just deals damage. But it reduces the damage that I take. So while he was breathing on me, I channeled that ability to save most of it, but then he stunned me more, so that's why I thought I was dead. But I also have a heal on my Q, which I was able to cast twice, because if you hit him with a different ability, you can cast it twice. So I was able to heal a little bit back up, and he had used all of his abilities, and I knew he wasn't a threat to me.
Yeah.
So
and to know all of those things, not only do you need to know a lot about your own character, and like the game does not tutorialize you on every character in the game. There are like 50 of them. You also have to know about what his character does, right? And the reason that I quit the game is because I played the game for only to like hang out with Dalsson and a lot of other people who played the game, and did not really like the game all that much outside of it. So like, to be able to play on the level of they who have been playing this game for literally fucking like a decade, I would need to then learn all of the characters and put a lot of work in that I was just not interested in doing. Not only that, but this is not even talking about items and runes and stuff like that, which are, you know, more and more stat buffs that change all of these things. I just didn't know enough about the game to play with my friends in the game. However, watching the game, it's a lot simpler because I don't need to pay attention to stats, and neither do you, so I'm not going to be talking about those.
Right. But, like,
you just need to be like, oh my god, he killed those guys.
Yeah, but the thing that people, like, the thing that you pay attention to... Oh, shit. Okay. Now he can't kill me and he's getting upsetty.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it looks like everyone is going and having a party down in bottom lane. If you look at the map there, what you can see is a lot of the kids are going and fighting in bottom lane. That's one of the things you see in these Little League games. You know, it's like Little League baseball, where when the ball is hit, everyone on every single base just runs directly towards the ball to go and pick it up. So it's sort of the same thing with the Little League games in League of Legends. Now, you see, this guy is going for Daddy Scuttlecrab. I'm just going to refer to him as Daddy Scuttlecrab. That's what I refer to him while you're watching this, and it's mostly just so you know what's going on. So these guys are going for Daddy Scuttlecrab, and if they get it, they can put Daddy Scuttlecrab. They have got it. So now that guy can put Daddy Scuttlecrab in a lane, and that Daddy Scuttlecrab will charge directly into a tower.
Okay, Katarina got a kill. That's fucking amazing. I love it when Katarina gets a kill and she's on my team.
This is far from over. We have not yet begun to fight.
No. Undo. I actually want to buy... Sheen. Because it's pushing into him anyway, so I have time to wait.
Yeah. So, Dawson's going to stand here and wait until... Yeah,
okay. There we go.
I don't want her to see.
Sheen is a good item. It's blue sword. Blue sword. Yeah. Builds into Triforce from Legend of Zelda. That's why it's called League of Legends, because Legend of Zelda is one of them.
Yeah. The score is currently 6-9. Nice.
This man's gonna freeze me the fuck out.
Even if they kill me, they'll still have to fight the land.
No, he maybe won't. Maybe he just won't.
Yeah, it looks like another party going down in bottom lane where the mid laners are also going to have fun in bottom lane. And it looks like they might be getting ready to kill Dragon. We'll have to wait and see how they play it out. But,
what the fuck, man? I was stunned for like 45 minutes. How did that happen?
Maybe he was, oh my god. Ooh. Whatever's going on in bottom lane is going very, very well for the Viking Vultures. The Penders are just kind of dying a lot down there. And that's Ornn's ult. I know a lot about the top laners because I played at least a little bit of top lane and had to fight against a good couple of them. And top lane is ultimately really simple. Again, top lane is just a dick-wagging contest. That's why I'll describe it as a lot, because it's basically where the melee characters go, the melee tanks go to punch each other really, really hard.
Do we want to be safe?
Oh, I know what I'm missing. It's my fucking classical music. That's why he's beating me. It's because I don't have my fucking classical playlist on.
Yeah.
You have to listen to classical when you play
Irelia.
Irelia. At least I do.
Yeah.
It's a dance, you
It
see.
looks like the it looks like the lanes are like I was saying, sometimes lanes break just because of vibes, and it seems like lanes are kind of breaking for the Vy'keen. The Vy'keen are just kind of roaming as one down in the in that area. It looks like they're trying to get a buff, and they're just fighting with everyone. The game has just turned into a bunch of team fights down near bottom, and then the top laners fighting over things, which is what happens sometimes. The top lane, more than any other lane, when you are during the laning phase, before the lanes have broken, you are playing a completely different game than everyone else. You are playing the top lane video game where you fight with your top laner and sometimes the jungler shows up. Whereas mid lane will sometimes go into top lane, and bottom lane it will have to fight like with the other bottom laners and have to worry about like the mid laners and the jungler and all of this other stuff. The top laner very much is just playing their own game. You are playing in top lane, which means you stay in top lane and you fight with your lane opponent, and that is a majority of what you do for the game.
Clip their wings.
Basically, it's so the top laner can get super strong when lanes eventually do break and start winning team fights. But until then, you just leave the top laners alone, unless you're the jungler, then sometimes you go and gank for them.
He's like borderline impossible to kill, so I gotta just focus on getting farm out from under him.
And of course, farm is like farming in any MMO. It's killing all of the little minions so that you can get experience and money.
Never stop learning.
Yeah, it's just a cluster fucking bottom right now. Mid lane is currently empty. Bottom has waves going towards it. Yeah, it looks like the minions are gonna clash in the middle and mid lane. Nobody's there to do anything about it or with it, but the entire team has just decided to go down bottom except for the top laners and do team fights. That's what this game is.
I've actually decided to rotate as well.
Okay. Oh, and so has Ornn. So these two are going to fight in the fucking jungle, I guess.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
fuck. Okay, well,
If you like that sometimes.
Udyr was in our jungle taking our red buff. Who would have fucking known?
Yeah.
That's kind of okay. It doesn't really matter. I'm getting really farmed. I probably should have stayed and farmed more. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. There's Katarina. Nope.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Okay.
now it looks like
well,
the
my
Penders.
hyper-tank enemy is just fucking fed as shit.
Yeah, the Penders do have a very specific guy. Their top laner, they're actually able to get a lot of kills they wouldn't because their top laner is now no longer in top and is now going to roam with everyone else. Well, he's in top right now, but like for the most part, he is going when he joins the team fights, suddenly the Viking Vultures are not winning the team fights hand over fist as they usually would be, but instead are kind of losing to this one guy because he's the top laner. He got really, really fed and is really, really strong, and that's that's how the game works.
He actually isn't even that fed now that I'm looking at him.
Yeah. But ultimately, he is just a very strong character. The top laners are all just very, very strong characters.
Right.
And it looks like lanes have gone back to where they were, but so far no towers have fallen. It was just a couple of team fights, and because of the fact, and like yes, the Viking Vultures had been doing a lot of killing. Ultimately, the other team had been focusing a lot on getting farms, so they're able to come back up and even get like bridge the gap. Like it used to be, the Viking Vultures were way ahead in kills, but they're just not anymore because of all of the farm that the other team got. So, you know, you can focus on two things. You can focus on the game, or you can focus on getting kills. Either of these can win you the game, but you have to make sure that you don't get overrun by the other team doing the other thing.
They came for our magics. They'll pay with their lives.
Okay. Saw that one coming, Ornn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm leaving.
Yeah, as you can see, mid lane is actually... Mid lane's pretty far pushed up, but that's just because the mid laner is farming the creeps. The mid laner doesn't have anyone they're fighting against, but they're a little bit afraid of a gank, which is strange because Dalson's getting ganked right now, and also the jungler is in the mid lane saving them.
I'm actually
Oh, it looks like they're going to go do a dragon.
Lose my tower here.
So Dalsson is going to lose the tower because they dropped Daddy Scuttlecrab. You see, that's what Daddy Scuttlecrab does. I've been talking about Daddy Scuttlecrab. There's an example of what he does. He annihilates your tower by charging into it with his face.
I really wish that I weren't getting hard camped like this, but whatever.
Yeah, Dalsson is kind of getting screwed over, but meanwhile, if you'll notice, down below, the other teammates are focused on getting Dragon, which is a good boon for the entire team. They lost a tower for it, but they went to go and get Dragon. And Dalsson, I think's team has gotten both the Dragons. Could you open up your tab menu real quick?
Yeah, we have 2 dragons.
Okay, yeah, Dalsson's team has gotten both the Dragons. But yeah, ultimately, that was I would say that was a good sacrifice. Dalsson died and they lost the tower, but they got another dragon, which is going to make them stronger in the long run. So, ultimately, right now, I'm going to say, even though they are down a tower, the Viking Vultures are closer to winning. And, like, oh, this tower's halfway done because they pushed out really, really hard. But even though there's, like, a tower down, the Viking Vultures are closer to winning because they have more kills and they have more dragons. Because, like, yeah, if they're pushing in one singular lane, that's not great for the Viking Vultures, but overall, in the rest of the game, the Viking Vultures are just ahead in everything else. So, ultimately, the Viking Vultures do have the advantage right now. The Viking Vultures being Dalsson's team, as opposed to the Echidna Penders, which are the enemy team. And there's another tower down. Legitimately surprising that, that was the mid tower, yeah. Mid's been pushing up for like a while, so that's not super surprising that it went down. So yeah, currently the Penders have like a bunch of towers. There's a big team fight going down in bottom lane. I don't know how this one's going to go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it was threatening to be a team fight, and it looks like the Penders have just engaged. Or not the Penders, the Vultures have just engaged. And they're taking them down. Lots and lots of kills. Yeah, you see, like they're getting into this team fight, and they have, and because of the fact that they have don't have as many dragons, they have 2 towers, but ultimately they are just kind of not as strong. They don't have as much farm. They don't have as much experience. They don't have as many items. So ultimately, when it all becomes a pile of champions fighting, then suddenly it becomes really, really apparent that Dalsson's team is just kind of winning. They lost 3 people. Dalsson's team didn't lose anyone, so now Dalsson's team can just push up in every lane. And just sort of snowball and take control of the game. And now Dalsson is in bottom lane, you see. Because 2 towers were taken down, now the lanes have just broken. Because, yeah, currently, as far as the game is concerned, the way that you want to win the game is destroy all of the towers and then destroy the core, but even though the enemy team has more towers, there's a lot of other stuff going on in the game. For instance, kills and dragons and, you know, like Baron and all of that stuff, and just, the ability to do all of that stuff. Dalsson's team has more ability to do all of that stuff. Where they haven't, they just can do more. So if the other team decides to fight them, they will just lose.
Thankfully, Draven has decided to go against Ornn, who's been giving me trouble, and Draven has 12 kills. So
yeah, the guy who said he was going to be racist hasn't been racist, and has just been a really great guy so far in the game. But yeah, you can see now Dalsson is in bottom lane because this is where fighting is happening. And Draven has taken a spot because he was dealing with Ornn, and Dalsson can kill these guys really easily.
Katarina knew what she was doing, so I took this chance to farm more. I have failed to put 2 levels in a row, though. That's really bad.
Yeah. And yeah, now you see, even though they did get those 2 towers, now that lanes have broken and characters are just roaming around or roaming as a group, the Dalsson team is just getting far ahead because they just can, right?
Yeah, those Those 2 towers were like a consolation prize on all the shit that they've lost, basically.
Yeah,
because I was
exactly.
the weakest player in the game at that moment, so.
Yeah, and ultimately, Dalsson was the weakest player because Dalsson was going up against a character that was really, really strong against Dalsson.
Right.
However, that's not true of all of the characters in this game that Dalsson will be going up against. There are many characters that Dalsson will just be far and away be able to go take down, which is why Dalsson and Draven, the guy who said he was going to be racist, have switched. Dalsson is now going in bottom lane, and Draven is now going in top, because Draven is just better at dealing with the guy that Dalsson can't. So ultimately, they're all switching it up. It looks like they're going to do Baron. Now, Baron has a funny little hat, and I love that for him. Yeah, and I'll explain again what Baron does. I explained it before, but like, and this is another thing. Like, fighting near Baron or fighting near Dragon essentially makes your team think that you're going for it. So it makes the enemy team think that they will have an advantage if they start a fight with you, but you make them think that so that they'll then go in on you, and then they say, oh, we're not actually doing Baron, we're just fucking standing here, die now. Which is, you know, kind of, well, actually, Dalson's team's going for Dragon, so this is happening. And these guys are standing around waiting to smite Dragon. So what Dalsson is doing is he's taking pot shots at them so that they don't come in and try and smite it. And now, we'll see if they engage for a team fight. They probably don't want... Okay, well, Dalson's team engaged for a team fight, so they don't have a fucking choice. And now they die.
Come here, Horn! It's time for revenge!
Yep. But yeah, you see, they have to play a little bit cagey. Even though, for all intents and purposes, they do have... maybe what could be considered more points in this game. They're just not going to win nearly at all because they just can't win fights. So they're going to be out of the game for longer. And then if they're out of the game, Dalsson seems to score like a tower there.
Because we are as a team, we're just kind of way stronger than them.
Yeah. The Vultures are just stronger. And this is a jungle camp. What Dalsson is doing is he's killing a bunch of dogs, and these dogs are some NPCs that you can kill for money and also experience. The jungler runs around killing all of those camps on the map. Well, I mean, there's like some camps on his side, and there's some camps on the enemy side. And, you know, if you go into the enemy side, you'll probably run into the enemy jungler and have to fight. And if you don't think you're strong enough, you'll lose. And if you do, maybe you want to go in and just beat him up. It essentially depends on how the game is going. A lot of stuff is based on vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, currently the Viking Vultures ultimately taking it away, doing very, very good in kills and like game control because they have they don't have as many towers, but they have the dragons and the kills. And that's like, you know, they're just stronger. And like, yeah, sometimes if it's a 1v1, Dalsson will just die to them. And that's a way that not to give them any hints, but that's a way that the Echidna Penders could bring it back. Because I have seen games that have been this far ahead that then the losing team brought the fuck back because all of them grouped up as a group and then started picking off a bunch of other heroes, like getting one of them alone, killing them, and then running away to get another one alone, and then killing them, and then gaining the strength where they could win a team fight, winning exactly one team fight, and then using that momentum to then get Baron and push up a lot and get a ton of experience. You can sort of like slowly build up power, get one good team fight, and then run away with it. And like completely win the game when you were completely down and out. So like, even though it's looking like Dalsson's team is just gonna handily win this game, it's possible that Dalsson's team could still lose if the enemy team plays it real smart and real careful, or if Dalsson's team screws up and loses a team fight that essentially ends with them like ace. Like they don't focus the right guy and that guy just goes crazy on their entire team. Or someone misses like an ability that stuns all of the characters on the enemy team, and that's how they've been getting most of the kills. So that ability is on cooldown, so the enemy team can just go in and kill a bunch of people. Basically, it's like Dalsson's team is winning, but they're one team fight away from losing. Does not look like this is a team fight though. This is a team fight they're going to win. Dalson's team is probably going to win. Like, ultimately, I am saying that the other team 100% has a chance. The other team is not lost yet until they surrender. But, like, right now, Dalson's team is probably going to win. Because they have been traveling as a group, and they have not only been picking people off, and, like picking off stragglers, but if they travel as a group and then fight as a group against another group, they win. And, oh yeah, the red crystal. That big red crystal that everyone is fighting over there.
Oh wait, they didn't back off, they just...
Oh. So, there we are. They have just won a team fight. The enemy team won a team fight because Dalson's team was a little overextended, which means they went a little bit too deep into the team's base. This happened, and then most of Dalson's team is dead now. So that allows the enemy team to go in and do Dragon, potentially Baron. They can push up the lanes and just get a bunch of farm. So they can start making a bunch of momentum to where they can win the game. Because, well, Dalson's team was getting a little bit cocky, so they went in really, really hard, and unfortunately, they were fighting against the enemy team and the towers, which they weren't strong enough to do both. So, and you see, it's like the enemy team has a minute to like get ready. What they decided to do was do that, which was I think a generally good idea.
That was just me feeding. Okay.
Yeah. And now they have a kill on Dalsson, so that's another kill that they get experience for. They might get a kill on these two because there's 4 of them, or will they? Yes. They're going to get a kill on these guys because there were just 2 of them in like a thing. So they're traveling as a group, picking them off, and this is how they're going to gain a lot of like their momentum. Now, the thing I was saying about the crystal, that crystal there, that is an inhibitor. So now super minions will come down that lane, which is mid lane, which are minions that will win a creep lane. Minions will now be pushing forward of their own like volition. These guys are just going to try and win the game. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They might have just overextended and...
oh, yeah. They probably should have come to the dragon. Draven's a monster, but so are these two. They're like...
Yeah. So you see, you can see how the enemy team... This is the thing that I was talking about. This is like the enemy team is now... The Echidna Penders have decided to play it smart, stay as a group, pick off stragglers, and use any momentum that they got from getting like people on like out of the game to go and do things like get Dragon, for instance, or potentially get Baron or push up the lanes, to not just play catch up but to also get forward a little bit. So you know they've also shortened the gap by getting a couple of kills because they're all traveling as a group, and if you fight 4 people versus 2, the 4 will probably win. So you know there is, like I said, there's still a chance. Dalson's team is still ahead, but the Penders are starting to get back in the game.
I never meant to lead. I fought, and they
Lulu, okay, she's warden, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna puppy guard Draven.
Yeah, that big robot there, the blue robot there that's punching, that is a super minion. That is a minion that can destroy an entire
Where is Draven
minion
going?
away. He does not want to deal with Orin. Alright, yeah, and so now that everyone has sort of like busted up here, this is going to be a team fight, and this one's going to be interesting because it could go either way. You see, the Penders, they have had a lot of... Oh, yeah, and it's going the way of the Penders. That's very bad for Dalson's team. The Penders have won just a straight up
Katarina's
team.
A monster,
Oh.
Nope.
Not
Katarina's saving the day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Yes. Every single character in the game is dead.
So that doesn't happen a lot. Now mid lane pushes up on its own because nobody is in the game and playing it, and super minions are in that lane, so I don't think I've ever fucking seen this happen in a game like this when I've been commentating. This has never fucking happened before. So everyone in the game died at the same time. I don't... So ultimately what I was expecting that to happen is, okay, so the Penders have now gotten a ton of kills. And because of the fact that they were playing it really safe for a little while, they now can win this team fight. And when they win this team fight, this is going to be really bad for Dalsson, and potentially they could just win the game at that point. But what actually happened is everyone in the fucking game all died. And, well...
Yeah, people in chat were like, so, nice weather we're having today, huh?
Yeah, like, well, alright. I've never seen that happen. But, you know, these are Little League games, so crazy stuff like that happens.
1, 2. I don't know where the rest of the team is. Okay, Orn is here.
Yeah, now everyone's back up, and it looks like there might be a team fight going down in the middle. But everyone basically needs to be generally a little bit careful, because right now, we don't know who would win in a team fight. So basically, everyone basically needs to play like they would lose a team fight, group up as like a group, and then pick off stragglers. Now, will everyone do that? No, this is League of Legends. Of course they fucking won't. But like, that's the Galaxy Brain play. You see, like the Dalson's team grouped up as a group and got a pick off. They got one guy. So now there are 5 people alive on Dalson's team and 4 people alive on the enemy team. So yeah. So ultimately, Dalson's team can do whatever the fuck they want, which is kill Dragon right now. And meanwhile, in the base, so Dalson's team is killing Dragon, and this is, you know, it's risk versus reward. Dalson's team is killing Dragon, well, okay, Orin says, right, okay. Dalson's team is killing Dragon, in that case, I'm gonna push up to the fucking tower.
Did they not fucking Dragon? Oh my god, this Lulu and Draven are so dumb. They just immediately went for the base instead of doing Dragon. They just chose not to do Dragon at all. What happened to Dragon? Why?
So the thing I was saying that they should do, group up as a group and then start getting pickoffs. The Lulu and they decided, instead of going to Dragon where everyone else was going, and where Dalsson wasn't because of the fact that Dalsson needed to push Orn off, that what they would do was they would try and push in at the base and try to win the game a lot quicker. Which ultimately left the team that was going for the Dragon able to get picked off.
Why?
Really easily. Oh no. So yeah, ultimately, like I was saying, so this team did decide to run, the Penders did decide to run as 4 and get pickoffs, whereas Dalson's team didn't. So the team that run as 4 now can just get a bunch of kills because a bunch of people in the game are dead, and now they can push up really, really far here in mid lane there. Yeah.
Here's my dance continues.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. Yeah, ultimately that was a split up play, which was not what Dalson's team wanted to do. That was, oh man, that was not good. Ultimately, Lulu and Draven are very much going in and trying to focus on getting kills, whereas the rest of the team are focused on game control. So sometimes this will happen where you and your team both all focus on different things, and this allows the other team to coalesce and go as 4 and then squish you, which is what happened.
Okay. Okay. It's fine.
I did not like my own mistake.
But yeah, this, like I was saying, when it was previously going on, it's like, yes, it is possible that the Penders could still win, and here's why. The Dalsson team is taking Baron, and that will potentially win them the game. They have just taken Baron. So now every time they stand in a lane and push it forward, all of the minions will be super uber damage minions. That's what Baron does, and it's really, really good. But first they're going to get into a team fight, because if they kill people and then push the lane... If they lose the team fight, however, then they won't be able to push up the lanes, and then they will have gotten Baron for nothing. But yeah, okay, all right, there we go. The team fight is actually winning, though a good couple of them have died. Two of their characters have died, but that's okay because they got 3. So ultimately, fucking god, what is going on in the text chat? So ultimately, yeah, it does look like that, now Dalsson's team basically wins because they got Baron and pushed in.
That was such a fucking stressful game. Like, that's not, yeah, Jesus Christ. Report Kaisa, what?
Victory.
I don't know what happened at the end there. Like, everything started to fall apart. That was, like, crazy. Like, Draven and Lulu were doing so fucking good, but that all they wanted to do was push and try and kill, and push and try and kill, and push and try and kill, and push and try and kill. And granted, they were getting a lot of kills a lot of the time. But when they left that dragon, when I went to go stop Ornn, they left the dragon to go push up, and then our team got killed at dragon, and then everybody was alive, and then they came in behind them because they just weren't paying any attention to the rest of the state of the game. All they wanted to do was push and kill and push and kill and push and kill. We still won, thankfully. But man,
because
that was
you had just
really
had
lousy.
that much momentum. But ultimately, you see how a game like that can just completely go to the other team. And that was actually one of the ones we saw earlier with the like it was like the last game of the fucking night. It was the fucking Harkonnens versus the Ferengi. The Harkonnens had just taken out the Greys, and the Ferengi were, like, you guys were playing as the Ferengi because you wanted to avenge them and kill the Harkonnens, and it was looking like the Harkonnens were just gonna fucking take it, until you guys did the thing that the Penders did in that game, and like, because they were just not strong enough, and because they were getting picked off so much, the enemy team was, you guys just eventually ran away with it, and won the game, and it was absolutely fucking insane. But yeah, like this is a game that can get very, very exciting because of that. Mm-hmm. Because even if that team has been getting its fucking shit kicked in for a while, if they get a good team fight out of it, and then use that momentum to, like, get Baron or something, those guys could just then fucking immediately win the game.
Mm-hmm. So I've noticed that every time I've played Irelia, somebody has just played a hyper tank top lane to, like, just not die. Like, that's their goal, I think, in the lane against me as Irelia is just not
Also, we should
die.
probably
So
take it
in that
back.
case, yeah.
I'll be right back. Because I also need to be right back.
Yep. Which, you know, it probably is smart. Irelia is a character. Oh, look, the League of Legends Teamfight Tactics Battle Pass. I got a free emote off of it. It's pretty smart. It's a Battle Pass for Teamfight Tactics. But you get it by playing League of Legends, so most of the time I finish the whole Battle Pass without even playing a single game of Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah.
And
like that.
You know what? The free one is the— Oh, Pog! I got a fucking Worlds capsule! Let's go! What's in it? It's an esports capsule inside this Worlds capsule. What's inside the esports capsule? Oh my fucking god, yes. So let me explain something about League of Legends, right? When you want to be toxic to your teammates, you use the ping that is supposed to signal that an enemy is missing, and it's the question mark ping, right? So it's like question mark, and people, instead of using it as enemy is missing, people use it as what the fuck are you doing, you fucking moron? Yeah. And it's super toxic. I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. But the emotes with the question marks over them, mwah. You know why?
Mean that.
You know what the difference is? Because you can use the emotes to taunt the enemy team, which is what you should be doing, instead of taunting your own team and making yourself fucking lose because you tilt your own goddamn teammates.
Yeah.
Ooh. And that's a pikey mode. I do like pike. Okay, but for now, we're going to take a Be Right break.
Yeah, me too. I'm back. Thank you. Oh, fuck, you guys can hear me. But yeah, okay, I am back. Thank you for welcoming me back. It's time. And oh, fuck, when do you... Oh, Wingy gave subs to everyone. So you have a sub because Wingy gave it to you. So that's what's going on there. Wingy bought, like, subs for, like, lots of people. Also, what the fuck was I looking for? Oh, yeah. But because I have all of you with me, it's time to r/movies and television. That's right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm not looking for r/movies, nope. I don't want to hear r/movies opinions on nope. They probably think it's very good. There we go, I've heard their opinion on nope. It's a good movie that everyone agrees is a good movie, so their opinion is going to be it's a good movie because everyone agrees. But yeah. Yeah, Wingy a real one. Wingy a real one. Oh, that's good. Bruce Willis's representative says the actor did not sell his image likeness to an AI firm. Thank fucking God. Unlike with Darth Vader and... Okay. Darth Vader's gonna be a fucking AI. Oh, a comment. Oh, here's an archived commentary track for the Criterion Collection release of Seven, the David Fincher movie that was recorded back in 1995 for the Laserdisc release. It just got re-released, and that's super fucking cool. Oh, fun. Also, the Red Letter Media guys reviewed Creepshow, and again, they're posting the 80s horror on Criterion channel thing, which means Criterion is going to be releasing a ton of horror movies in the crispest HD that you could possibly find, and that's fucking fantastic. I'm very excited. We are eating horror fans very good this Halloween. I am over the moon about it. It's good. It's good. It's good. Hollywood for M comedy Confess Fletch. What's the worst title for a movie? Now, this is what I come here to see. What is the worst title for a movie? I think one of the worst movie titles is The Chum Scrubber. Nobody even gets an idea of what Chum Scrubber actually is, and it's such an embarrassing title. I haven't seen the actual movie, but I understand it didn't do well at the box office, and I think the movie's name is one of the reasons. Other movie titles that are terrible include How Do You Know, Zero Dark 30, By the Sea, and most recently, Bros. Only one out of those movies I mentioned was successful, and it was Zero Dark 30. Well, Bros is actually doing incredibly well, so far as I've heard. Unless he might be talking about Manchester by the Sea, which had a bunch of Oscar buzz, so... How do you know? I don't remember what that was. Sausage Party. Well, that is on Porpoise. That's like that because of, like, yes, but, like, you know, that's what that movie fucking is. Riding in Cars with Boys. Now that's a title of a movie. That's what I'm talking about. Laggies is pretty bad. Oh yeah, I saw Laggies. I fucking hated it. It was just not a good movie. It was dumb as fuck. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, like God Forgive a Girl Do Anything, but it's like, oh, the things she's doing are dumb and bad. Freddy Got Fingered. Well, again, it's just that's that kind of movie. Like with Sausage Party and Freddy Got Fingered, it's like the title is like that on purpose. Whereas like something like fucking The Chum Scrubber, I guess, I don't know. I have no... What the fuck is Chum Scrubber? I need to know what the Chum Scrubber is. I need to know about this fucking movie name of The Chum Scrubber.
Oh.
2005.
Hello, Thel. Have you been reading my chat?
A little bit.
My fucking Be Right Back screen was off center.
It was! It is! Oh, you just put like a little overlay? I just have a different scene for my Be Right Back screen.
No, I just have that so that I can flip it like instantly on a button. Instead of
that's
switching
fair.
scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back. Hello. What am I
Welcome
so
back.
confused? Oh, also, I have the Alamau up because somebody said the N-word in the first game of the night, so I have that covering where the chat
They
is.
haven't said it yet, but there
No
was a
one
little
else
bit of
has said it,
toxicity, but in the
yeah.
previous game, but that's okay.
Well,
37% on Rotten Tomatoes in the.
I kind of I started an argument in the last. I didn't really start it, but I was like, "Hey guys, we need to be like."
Guys, what the
people were
fuck?
like, "We need to be
and then
together."
people were upset about it because it was Dalsson was kind of like, "Hey, you should have gone for Dragon instead of fucking pushing," and they were like, "Stop coaching me!"
Yeah, which that's like I mean like I get it. If somebody tells me what to do in the middle of a game of League of Legends, that's my first reaction too. But like. Yeah, I don't. It's not like we didn't say. It's not like nobody's like we literally typed in chat the plan beforehand. I was like, I'll stop them, get Dragon, and then Nunu and Katarina stayed to get Dragon, and then fucking
left immediately.
Draven, yeah, and then I died, and then I complained about that while I was dead because that's the time to type, and then they started talking about the entire the play that I did way after the fact, the play in the team fight that was 3v5 that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was ultimately like they really wanted to focus on kills, whereas the rest of the team wanted to focus on the game. And like ultimately, it's not that they should have focused on the game instead because focusing on kills is bad. It's that you have to pick one because focusing on kills in a game like that can be very good. It can give you an outside advantage, but like. Not always, and if the rest of your team isn't doing it, then you're just gonna be a pick.
Yeah, exactly, because then you're gonna be alone. You thought my curtain was obscuring a person because the BR back screen was obscuring all about 20% of it? Oh, yeah, it's just the
I don't know why I kept thinking, but that star curtain, I keep thinking it was like an American flag, and I don't know why.
Well, it's a blue background and a bunch of stars, but yeah, it's just star. It's
Got
just
the
like
leopard print directly behind you.
Yeah, the one that I had back there wasn't blocking out enough sun, so I put a blanket up too.
Fuck yeah. I'll put it this way. My bed is like a bunk bed. So what I do is I have like I got a Snuggie one year, and that Snuggie has essentially been relegated to underneath the mattress on the top bunk. So I have an entire like enclosure in the bottom bunk because it's good for having a good enclosure is good for my enrichment.
I should do some cleaning. I think it's like cleaning time.
Spring cleaning was a couple of months ago, but it's October, so it's October cleaning. That's fine.
Yeah,
Fall
exactly.
cleaning.
Yeah. Before we're about to pack completely away from the winter. It's gonna be a nice chilly 65 degrees outside. We'll never want to leave our house.
It was fucking 80 today, apparently.
Yeah. It got a little chilly after the hurricane, and like I'm no joke. I went outside that day, and I was like, I want to spend time outside all day today. It's like 74 degrees. It is perfect.
You just lay on the ground and let the water fucking cover you.
Yeah. No, it wasn't raining. It was the day after the hurricane. So like the temperature just dropped a whole shit ton because that's what happens in the wake of a huge storm. And then the next day it was hot again because then all the water vapor was like a mess. Bells are allowed to have a little enclosure as a treat. What?
Yes. Having a little bit of an enclosure made out of a fucking Snuggie is good for my enrichment.
Okay,
I like to sleep in a small enclosed space that is dark.
Alright, so get this.
Thank God Teemo banned. Get fucked. Oh shit, I have to do the random number generator to see who's playing against who.
Who's playing against who?
Alright, we're starting the random number generator. Tell me when to stop.
Now. And
3. So, there is going to be the Scaro, that's the Mondo Shiwan motherfuckers starts, tell me when to stop, versus...
now.
21, the Mobian Furries.
Jesus Christ, please let me be the Mobian Furries.
Let's find out. It is Tails. You are the Mobian Furries.
Yeah! 2 for 2. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, wait. What do I have here? Ultimate Hunter, yeah.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Cat
Renaissance Fair, huh?
Arena. Oh shit.
So and Lunaria, do you need me to go over the basics of League of Legends?
Yas.
I don't think that was responding to what I was saying.
No, it totally was.
Yes, go off, Queen. Yes. Okay. So I'll just go over that again. Cuz I want to basically have this be like everyone learns about like League of Legends and how it plays, so like you can come into these streams, watch them, and know what I'm shouting about.
I'm gonna take barrier. I'm not used to using barrier, but I have to remember that I have barrier. That arena might be a problem against me. Have to do it very fast though. Maybe heal would be better.
Maybe. Yeah, against your will, but yes, yeah. But yeah, we'll explain stuff as we go, which is what we've been doing. So Dalsson is going to be playing against the is the Mobian Furries and playing against the Mondoshiwan motherfuckers. And obviously this is a sports game, so you know.
Right. Oh God, she has Sleigh Bell Katarina. Oh, but see, I'm a Mastery 7 Yasuo. She's saying the same thing about me.
That's true.
I have to let my Yasuo instincts take over.
Are you jungling now?
Huh? No. No,
Oh,
I'm in mid.
Oh, you're mid. Okay.
Yeah. I switched to mid because I got tired of tryharding top lane, and I just want to, just have a nice little video game.
Yeah.
I bet everything in my Yasuo playlist would be relatively safe for stream. Let's see, what could I probably not get away with on stream? It's all video game music except for Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba, which is probably all, like, I mean, you know, it's probably not that bad, right? Like, Chumbawamba
I think you'd get fucked by Chumbawamba.
Yeah.
I think Chumbawamba would shoot you in the face.
I'll have to skip that one. But the rest of it's like video game music. Most of it's like explicitly Toby Fox music, so, well, not most of it, but some of it's Toby, like, you know.
Yeah.
I have to listen to this playlist when I play Yasuo, or else I just fuck up really bad and like feed super hard, you guys. So you have to understand.
Yeah.
I need to put it on, and it always starts with Rules of Nature.
So
Also,
once the minions
really
go
low.
down the lane, I'll sort of explain that. So the thing that Dalsson is standing right next to is the tower. Now what the tower does is it shoots you. That's what it does, and it does a fuck ton of damage. If you do not get killed by the first tower hit, you will get killed by the second one. So those little guys coming down the waves, those are creeps, or minions. Either or is fine. They go down the lane, and they fight with the other team's minions. And these minions have the exact same amount of strength and power, so when they clash, if there aren't any players, they'll just all die at the exact same time, and it won't move forward. But with the addition of a player, a specific group of minions can get an advantage over the other ones. Like you see Dalsson's minions, that minion wave has a bunch of minions in it, and like they're now pushing up a lot. And this is ultimately the goal of any lane, is to push your minions all the way up to the tower so you can fight it, because the minions will stop the tower from shooting you. And you see the shield the tower has there? Those are plates. Those, after 14 minutes in the game, drop down. But if Dalsson takes them right now, he can get a lot of money for each one of those little health chunks. Yeah, right now, Dalsson is pushed way up. Now, this is good, ultimately. However, oh, well, okay, apparently someone died to a tower. However, this is like good for Dalsson's lane, but Dalsson also has to watch out for ganks, which means the jungler or a different laner coming into this lane and turning it from a 1v1 that Dalsson is winning to a 2v1 that Dalsson will lose. So Dalsson could be arguably a little overextended here, but currently the jungler's off doing something else. So I think Dalsson's probably a little bit safe. But yeah, there are 3 different lanes. Dalsson is currently in mid lane. Mid lane is where a bunch of, like, dexterity and magic characters fight over each other. Top lane is where a bunch of big dick tanks waggle their dicks at each other, and the strongest one with the biggest dick wins. Bottom lane has two people. It has a support and the bottom laner. The bottom laner focuses on getting the creeps because clearing these creeps gives you experience and money, and the support supports them in getting all of that clear, i.e. they push off the other two guys trying to kill the person who's, you know, getting all of the creeps. And, like, you know, they maybe weaken the creeps for them potentially a little bit, but mostly they focus on running around behind this guy and getting, just making sure that they, like stay off them. But yeah, the general makeup of the game is very simple. There's also, again, the jungler. The jungler runs around in the jungle, which is all of the area outside of lanes, and inside the jungle, there are these little pods of, dudes. There are these little pods of NPCs that the jungler can kill and get money and experience from it. And there are two sides of the jungle, the one that's closest to, your base and the one that's closest to the enemy base. And if you go to the side of the jungle that's closest to the enemy base, you potentially will run into the enemy jungler, and then it's a fight, and if you don't think you can win the fight, it's not good, but if you do think you can win the fight, maybe go in on them. And also, as the jungler, you do sometimes go into lanes after you've spent a lot of time farming, and basically make the fight 2v1 or 3v2. Like what's happening now. Dalsson is currently getting ganked. That is the enemy jungler jumping in on him, so that enemy jungler and the laner can jump in and try and kill Dalsson. They were unsuccessful because Dalsson was able to get close enough to his tower that those two got scared and didn't want to deal with it. Because two people can take down Dalsson, but two people cannot take down Dalsson and also the tower. Like, Dalsson would win a 2v1 if the tower was shooting him. The tower is a monster that will kill you. Dalsson, I think, is going to kill here if that person can back off. Yeah.
Now it's sketchy, though.
But yeah, this is how the game looks at the very beginning. Ultimately, this is like it's basically just you have to try and push the creeps up to the tower and then take that tower. That is what the game will start to look like. And each one of the lanes, that is their goal at the beginning of the game.
Wow, how did she get there that fast?
Enough towers are taken, or enough power is gained, or for some other reason, it's based on vibes, lanes will eventually break.
I'm bad. I knew that was going to happen, too.
There. But yeah, lanes will eventually break. And when lanes break, a lot of times the entire team will be roaming as one group and do, like, team fights and stuff, which is where the teams fight, and whoever gets the most kills wins. And then that allows you to do a lot of pushing and stuff like that.
Okay, I gave Katarina 1 kill. That's actually probably, like, real bad. I cannot do it again.
Yeah.
1 kill is fine, 2 kills is the end of the game. Katarinas are like that.
Yeah.
We saw it in my last game too. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. So yeah. I did just explain the lanes. Do you need me to re-explain it, or do you sort of get it, or are there like any? Sorry, I was like looking at a different fucking thing and didn't see the question. I'm sorry. I'm bad at reading chat in both in my stream and everyone else's. But yeah, specifically lanes are like the zones. Like right here, you see like on the map there in the bottom right corner, there are like those sort of lines on the map that have vision on them. Those are where each of the lanes are. Bottom lane is the one that's sort of on the bottom. Top lane is the one that's sort of on the top. And mid lane is the one that goes down the middle. It's the place that the creeps go up and down. The creeps do not enter the jungle. They simply go up and down the lanes. And so you need someone in each of these lanes, a specific makeup of
It is covering the map. Yes, my face is covering the map. It's so that I can't be stream sniped. Which is
God damn it.
not a very good
that actually
like,
makes
not a
because
very good
I've
chance,
mentioned the
but
map. I
yeah.
didn't fucking realize that. I've mentioned the map several
shit.
times.
I
Because
didn't
that's the way
realize
that
it.
I figure
never...
out what's going on in the game.
Yeah, I never realized that, but I hide the map on purpose.
Hmm.
Like... It seems unlikely, but if anybody that I'm in a game with comes in to, like into my stream, then they would know what my team is doing at all times.
Yeah.
And it's just not something I want to risk happening, you know?
Okay, well, in that case, oh, fuck, this is gonna be really tough. Oh, yeah, and also, like, whenever I talk about, like things going down in bottom lane or top lane, like that basically goes the fuck away because it's only your, like, vision on it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I tried, when we're in the normal games, I try to move my camera when you're talking about stuff like that, but it's,
Yeah, because you can't always.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
I mean, I guess I could move it to the top right corner where there's no information. I guess I could move my face
Or you
cam,
could move it to where the ale now is. And
no,
you
but like
out.
I want. Yeah, like the only thing that stops me is because I don't want the map visible. But what are the fucking chances that one of my opponents?
Well, yeah, and not only that, but you're GraveyardDalsson on this, and I don't think that they're. And you're also not a TTV player. Okay, so
That's true.
you see like the white lines over there, like on the map in the bottom right corner. There are like little like bright lines going through all of these things. Each of those is a lane. Now you see on the bottom lane there are like, you know, there's 4 people there right now and they're all fighting against each other. Those are the 4 bottom laners. The mid lane is the mid lane, and then the top lane is the top lane. Yeah. It's fine. The bitrate is dying. You can't even really discern what's going on in the map anyway. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, maybe streaming League of Legends was always a bad idea if that's all the case. Like, shit.
Yeah. I mean, the bit's fun.
Yeah, but what's the point if people can't actually see what's happening in the game?
Yeah. I mean, like, ultimately, I could do a stream of it, but, you know, this is a game that you like to play. Like, if I was streaming, I would not be playing it. I would be streaming Discord.
Right. Oh, fuck, I was so close to getting a second one. Okay.
But yeah, that was a gank where the jungler came in and, into Dalsson's lane, which is mid lane, the lane in the middle, and, just straight killed him.
Yeah. I looked at the map, but I wasn't looking very hard. Ooh, okay, now... Oh, good, Katarina didn't get the kill on that one.
Yeah.
I can still kind of bully her. Unfortunately, she did get another stack on Majai's, and Arumumu, I guess, is ganking. Singed is kind of a problem, but he won't be. Okay. They really can't CC me, so that's good news, except for Ashe. Ashe I need to block. I'm like doing all these thinking, we Gucci. Yeah, see, okay, so never mind. It's not my bitrate, it's your bitrate, I see.
Ah.
What, Jinx? Okay, well, I'm already here, so...
But yeah. Again, the lanes are the things that the creeps move down. They're, the one things that, like are sort of visible on the map there. You see there's a bunch of fog of war on everything else.
Oh my god, they're there. Fuck, why did I do that? Okay.
But yeah, essentially that's where all of the minions are moving. Minions only go, or creeps only go down the lanes, and the jungle is everywhere outside of all of those lanes. All of that dark spot, that's all the jungle, because it's places where a bunch of little guys spawn that the jungler can spend time in. And you see now this character's about to get a plate down here in bottom lane. Getting this plate means essentially that they are going to get like a ton of money. You see, yeah, they got a bunch of money for doing that.
Jinx just like kicked me out of my lane and started farming instead, and like now I'm behind my lane opponent.
Yeah.
Because I'm losing all of that in bottom, and I'm losing like and like now well, I guess the tower is gonna break, which will be fine ultimately.
Yeah.
I'm against 2 people, so I'm just gonna sit back and not do anything.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
This blade never
What? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? I don't believe it. That's ridiculous. Okay, good. He got 2. That's good.
Yeah.
I threw my tornado and she was like smushed inside of my character model and it didn't knock her up at all. Oh, woo, clicky. Yes. No. Shyvonne is such a fucking bitch.
This is kind of a wild game of League of Legends, honestly. It's this one like it's hard to describe what's going on because like people have switched lanes. Lanes haven't broken yet, but like the enemy team is basically acting like they have. So
and there's like literally nothing happening in top lane because there's a Singed.
Yeah, there's nothing happening in top lane. This is basically a wacky, wild game of League of Legends that, like, all of the people playing it are just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Has a bunch of backup and everything, like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming in, so it's a movement.
just looking for
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, we're good. All right. Well, hopefully it'll help people follow a little more if we have the map available.
Yeah.
Okay, Jinx wants this. I get to do a lane against those 2, I guess.
long time ago.
Okay, or solo lane against Misfortune, who I definitely can beat. Maybe not with creeps there, maybe only with creeps there.
It's not yet time to die.
Now, what it looks like Dalsson's team is going to try and do is get Dragon. Now, Dragon is going to give the entire team just a straight stat buff.
Their whole team is fucking ganking top lane, goddammit.
Yeah, and of course, the thing is, if you want to get Dragon, you have to then leave your lane. The jungler can sometimes get Dragon alone, but usually they will need other people to help. And they just took down a tower up in top lane. Yeah,
Ooh, she's just bapping me. Dude, somebody has to do something to stop her. Why is a Misfortune just running at me for free? Okay. Well, if that's how they want it, if that's how they want this to go, I'll just stay down bottom and farm to my heart's content.
Yeah, this one's kind of wacky because nobody is where they're supposed to be and everybody is doing whatever they want. Usually games of League of Legends have like a little bit of an order to them, but Dalsson is a mid laner and going down bottom because his lane was taken by one of the bottom laners who decided that they wanted to be in mid lane forever. So Dalsson is down in bottom lane where nobody else is, even though there's supposed to be 2 people. But everybody on Dalsson's team is in mid lane trying to team fight. Lanes, I guess, have broken because that's what the vibes have said, because ultimately, Dalsson's, Dalsson's lane got stolen by a person who wanted to be in a different lane for some reason. It's, little bit wacky today in this game of League of Legends. This is a bad one to teach you on, I'm so sorry to say. But ultimately, this does explain, basically, like, what it means when lanes break. It means, like, okay, so Dalsson is meant to be in mid lane. He's in mid lane right now, but he's in mid lane so he can kill that bitch, and he's probably going to leave immediately or travel with the rest of his team.
We're gonna try and stick together and kill the
Yeah,
tower.
you guys, they're gonna take down this tower, but it's basically like, okay, so lanes have broken, so your team is going to now go and do whatever they want all over the map. Whether it's get towers, get kills, maybe take, like, jungle camps like they're doing right now. Or like get little pickoffs so that like someone isn't a problem. Like they catch that Katarina running around in the jungle. 3 people catch her. Uh-oh, looks like you can just kill her.
Virtue is no more than a luxury.
Yeah, that's essentially what like lane breaking means. It's just all of the people who were in their lanes are not in their lanes anymore. They're just running around doing whatever. And what thing you do is, well, it's really reactionary. It's based on whatever's going on in the game.
Or proactive. Ideally,
Or
you want it to be proactive, but sometimes you have to be reactive.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as I was saying like before this game started, I think before our last VR back, it's a very much a risk reward game, like Thel says, in that you have to take the risks. If you don't take risks, then other people will be taking risks, and sometimes they will pay off. And that's just better than it being completely safe and getting what little bit you can. Like you have
because like in the previous game, what happened was Dalson's team was full total winning, and then suddenly the previous team just ran around as 4 people, killed a bunch of people who were like 1 or 2 people that they could kill really easy, and then started a team fight that they then won. And then all of a sudden, Dalson's team isn't winning anymore. Because, you know, they had one bad team fight, and then it pushed it completely on the other side. Now, this great game is a lot less one-sided. This game is kind of wacky and wild, but nobody is outset winning. Like,
okay.
It looks like the enemy team has more turrets, but ultimately Dalson's team has just about as much kill power as they do. So if they end up in a team fight, it's going to go. I'm not exactly sure which way it'll go. Which way it'll go will depend on how well each team does in the team fight. Like if they miss something that happens, then potentially like the entire team fight can go crumbling for one side and they just lose. Because currently they all have to be playing really, really well right now because they both have exactly 1 dragon and both have exactly 15 kills. They're pretty much exactly the same levels and have the same amount of items. So if they all get into a team fight, it's up to skill whoever wins. Like there is no level advantage here.
Follow this path until the end.
And if one of the teams gets a really, really good team fight where they kill almost everyone in the team, then suddenly they have a huge advantage. Because they can use that time that everyone is spending dead to push, to get a dragon, or to get something like Baron, which will just make all of their creeps really, really strong. Yeah.
I'll be good. Sorry, I'm just doubting myself here.
Yeah. But yeah, you see, oh, and the thing that Dalsson is in now, where they're fighting the dragon, this is called the river, because it's the thing that differentiates each side of the game. The river is the middle ground, like it's the thing that like the enemy side and the
There we go.
Side, stuff like
There's
that.
my
See, there.
fucking power spike.
Dalson's team decided to go in and start a team fight when these guys decided to fight dragon. And they have gotten a lot of kills for it. Now Dalson's team, because they got the kills and the money and the dragon out of that, are now just winning. They are now just stronger. If they were to get into another team fight, what would happen is they would just win, because now they have more. The game is now in Dalson's favor. And the thing is, this might seem counterintuitive, because the thing that you want to do in the game is get towers. And the enemy team still has more towers, but what does it matter if Dalson's team can just get this many towers, like, fucking quick. Just like, bam, get that tower the fuck out of there. There's nobody to stop them. They have another dragon, so if anyone tried to stop them, they'd probably be walking into the death. You know, that was a really, really good team fight that might have won them the entire game. However, the enemy team, if they roll as 4 and start getting into 4v1s and killing members of Dalson's team just like really, really cleverly, and then get into a big team fight and win it, then suddenly that team will be winning. This game is currently in favor of Dalsson, but that does not mean Dalsson is going to win it. It is still anyone's game.
The replays and spectators actually have a gold graph, but the thing is with spectating is that you
You're 15 minutes behind or something.
you're 3 minutes behind. It's not that bad.
Ah, yeah. That's still something.
All right. That's enough. We're out. That's enough. That's enough. We might have to get Nasus out, guys.
Alright, they're going in. Now this is a team fight. How this next team fight goes is going to really change the game. Dalson's still alive after getting 3 kills. Yeah, that's okay. That is Dalson's team winning the team fight. Dalson's team won the team fight, which means the entire enemy team is dead. Only 2 of Dalson's team are still alive, but they can push down mid lane. They can just go and get that fucking tower right there because no one is alive to stop them. That was really good for Dalson's team. Even if the enemy team did get a bunch of kills, ultimately Dalson's team won and can do this. Get this tower and potentially that inhibitor. So let's talk about what this inhibitor does. Could you get rid of your pause screen? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That inhibitor is this red crystal. What that does is that adds another minion to the wave. It adds another creep, a super creep. A big guy that can, if left alone, push the wave forward. So ultimately, the enemy team needs to always be in that lane if they destroy that crystal, or else that lane will just destroy all of the towers and win the game for Dalson's team. So it pushes a lot of pressure on the enemy team to focus in one specific place. It gives the enemy team a lot more they have to deal with.
I know this is a little more advanced, but one of the things about taking it, the reason we actually chose not to take it there in this specific game, because one of the things that taking it does is those super minions are also worth 120 gold a piece.
Yeah.
So if their carry gets to just stand there and farm it all the way.
Oh, these guys are doing Baron. That could be potentially very bad for Dalson's team. If these guys get Baron and win this team fight, then, oh yeah, that's looking like what it's going to be. Like I was saying, now the enemy team is getting, yeah, there we are.
Yeah, don't do that, Jinx. I made a mistake. I put,
Yeah. So these guys are probably then now going to get Baron, and most of Dalson's team is out. When they get Baron, what is going to happen is they will have a... Oh, did they just not go? Were they too low?
No, they finished Baron while we were fighting them. The other two, the two really tanky motherfuckers stayed on it while we pushed everybody else away.
But yeah, basically, that means that if the enemy team is in the lane, all of their creeps are super minions. Essentially, all of their creeps are super big and super strong.
Thankfully, our Jinx is a fucking monstrous monster.
Yeah, so they're able to push up really hard and gain a lot of momentum where previously they weren't, and that was a really good team fight for them. They won that team fight in front of Baron. They got Baron and they got a bunch of kills.
All right, Jinx,
so
you're fucking higher level than me. Now I'm taking farm.
even if like they hadn't have gotten Baron, that team fight still would have been very good for them because now they have a ton of XP and a ton of money they can spend on items, which will just make them stronger.
Virtue is no more than a luxury.
Except I'm not getting any fucking money to spend on items. The best place for me to be is over here.
Yes, because they stole Baron for you and won that team fight.
No, I mean, fucking Jinx keeps being wherever I am because
that's kind of weird. The thing that Dalsson is complaining about is something. Okay, so you see, they essentially were preparing for Dalson's team to go in on Dragon, and then they engaged in a team fight that they were confident that they were going to win, but it looks like they're gonna lose it. It's not looking good for the enemy team. They were able to pick out Dalsson, but it doesn't look like they're able to pick out anyone, and Jinx is the person who they really needed to pick out.
Shit! Jinx just got a fucking pentakill. Jinx landed the last hit on every single player on their team in that team fight. It was basically all her too. Like she did kind of do
and that's the thing. Right there, what the enemy team did is they saw that their opponents were going for Dragon. Now, starting a team fight with the enemy team that you think you would normally be able to win while they're fighting Dragon is really good, because not only do they have to fight you, they also have to not only worry about you, they have to worry about Dragon attacking them, and they also have to worry about you going in, getting cheeky, and stealing Dragon from them by killing him at the last minute using your smite ability. And usually, that works really well. Like,
Or-
if you
or
lay
without
that
smite if
fucking
they
trap.
suck.
But that didn't work very well for them that time. They could not win the team fight, even though, like, the odds were in their favor, but they rolled a 1.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
also just
I-
threw literally, like kinda, I think what happened in that fight, like, to actually analyze it, is they just threw, like, 3 ultimate abilities and only hit me with it. And, like, I survived for a long time, but I ultimately died, and then they just didn't have any other abilities to use.
Yeah,
and everyone died.
you died, and then the rest of their entire enemy team. Now, Dalson's just gonna take this fucking tower, which is very funny. Dalsson was here to farm, but then was like, fuck it.
And gives me a lot of money.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. That's very, very good for lots of reasons. Not only does it give Dalsson a lot of money, it's a tower gone, so now they can push up really hard. But meanwhile, in mid lane, the entire team is there trying to get Dalsson's inhibitor. But, well, they got pushed off because, after that team fight, the enemy team has realized something. They cannot win a team fight against Dalsson's team. So they are going to group up together and try to start 4v1s for a little while until they gain enough strength where they can team fight, if they're smart. If they're not smart, they're going to break off into small groups and then get picked off themselves, which is what happens some of the time. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I might have hit it and done it, but Katarina would have been there and just one-shot me, because I saw Katarina was there at the last minute.
Yeah.
Dying's the easy part.
I think the easy part is to live in the tar.
I'm sure Devil Trigger is fine. People have streamed Devil May Cry before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a video on move music. Hold on a second, I'm actually gonna be right back. This game's about to fucking end, but I need to be right back real quick.
Alright, good luck.
Thank you.
Never could.
Katarina's just barely out-farming me this whole game, which is very frustrating.
Just looking for a road home.
Okay, so if we can just pick the Ash or the Misfortune here, we are like Gucci. Oh god, that's okay. Jinx has everything. Yeah, Jinx is just, our Jinx is just so fucking fed. Like, goddamn, that Jinx is like absurdly fed. I'm not like really, like, I'm doing kind of bad, but I'm not really feeling like it's an issue. I feel like I'm the guy who's getting targeted really, 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 really hard because I'm Yasuo, but like,
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Jinx, you deserve it, I guess. Wow. Way to be fucking... Way to be pedantic, Chevron. Holy shit. Hey, I got promoted to Silver 2. Let's go, boyos. Whoop, 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 whoop. You know what? That's a good spot to end. My promotion to Silver 2 on a game that I had I not had a fed Jinx, probably would not have won. Although that thresh hook, that turnaround team fight, that was like real good. I helped a lot. I shouldn't say I didn't deserve to win, but my goodness. They dicked me down quite hard. That's okay, because that's what happens to Yasuo, you know? Anyway. I need to use the bathroom real bad, but I don't think I want to do another one. I think I actually want to stop. It is unfortunate that they left, but I really want to get out of here because I need to pee. I will see you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, and please remember, stay beautiful. Wait, that was beautiful.